You're looping. You're crashing out. It's not good.
You're such a cowardly loser. Pathetic waste of space.
Oh, Kelly, you're such a bad person. You're such a bad person, Kelly. You're such a... It's not a normal situation in the first place. It's not... in no way is it the way you're portraying it.
First off, hold on.
That Kelly was actually undermining Destiny to Nathan. But I'm saying yeah, true with a caveat, to be honest.
I know, I can understand you guys think it's weird. That's fine, but being weird isn't inherently wrong.
You can't do that with Kuihman.
It's so weird to me that you would say this.
Kelly, what's up?
Yeah, are you gonna watch this slop? Because I've been watching it so good.
I probably will watch it. I don't know if I care about most of these people.
But... Right.
I'll definitely watch it, Darius.
It's like the show. Right. I don't know if he is, though. Because they spent the last 20 minutes complaining about that fact, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, whatever you wanted to ask about, whatever unrelated, go for it.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's pretty unrelated, so I didn't want to, like, interrupt the prime slop session, but, actually, there's, like, a couple things. Someone said Tree said some stuff about me yesterday. I didn't go back to the street. Hunter said it.
Nothing specific.
Right.
I think Tree said she likes you still. Yeah, I think she literally was a throwaway comment at the end of the stream.
Right. I love you, Tree. Yeah, if you ever want to, like, message me, I'll hop on and chat. I've just been, like, really sick lately, so I haven't really been around that much. I mean, yeah, Hunter said she was glazing me, but I don't remember exactly what he said specifically, if it was, like, important in any context, but... No, like, the other shit is completely unrelated to everything else. Let me find... So, like, I've been talking to other people in my Discord. Because basically, it's like the end of 2024, it's going into 2025, and I don't want, like, all of the shit that's just, like, constantly being dredged up all of the time to get, like, dragged into the new year. So, like, part of that is, like, me trying to figure out, like, what is, like, at the bottom of the issues with people. And I wanted your input, because obviously you're not going to glaze me. You're just going to give me your genuine thought for it, because you don't have any bias to me anymore, right?
Sure.
So I went back and watched, like, way older VODs, and there was, like, so much shit in there, I don't even remember. But, like, back in February, I don't know how well you remember it. Do you remember the unfuckable conversation?
Yeah.
How well do you remember that? Okay.
I remember that conversation, yeah.
Yeah, how well do you... Okay, so how well do you remember, like, me getting chewed out quite a lot for making the white blood cell comment in Spicy Chat?
I don't know about chewed out quite a lot. I feel like people commented.
No, it was Destiny going on for quite a while, but... I was surprised it went on as long as it did. I had to watch it, and I was like, this was going on for, like... Let me just check. It's like a 3-hour VOD. Like, Ryle re-uploaded it to his channel, I guess, so we were watching it. So yeah, he was giving me a pretty hard time for making what I think is a pretty mild comment. It was just agreeing with Mr. Girl on, like, one thing.
Sure.
Whereas there's, like, a lot of other people in Spicy Chat, including yourself, who was in the conversation at the time.
By the way, just so you know, I literally don't think anybody cares about this in terms of why they don't like you. I don't think, like, you can bring this up, but I don't think anybody thinks about this or would bring it up.
No, it's not that at all. This is where it just seems to... This is, like, one of the things at the start of where things seem to sort of, like... This conversation is what mind-fucked me. So this is what either gave me the impression of this is what an anti-fan is, because this is what Destiny choose to harp on me so much for. And let me just read what else did I write down. Yeah, because it wasn't just that I made that comment. It was, like, criticisms for me contributing to Spicy Chat as well, which was weird because I thought I've barely really posted in there. And I guess people were, like, sending him screenshots from it at the time. And I was like, this is strange. But I was like, he basically said all of these issues were all of this shit was an issue because it was playing into his narrative, I think. This, like, concern. And Lav was actually in this conversation, which makes it funny. But I don't know. This is where it seems to have started. and this is what like formed my opinion of being concerned about what anti-fans are or whatever.
Okay.
And then I started to watch other VODs as well.
All right.
I linked all of them. I made like a doc because I was like,
hey, what do you want out of this conversation? You don't want to like have people hate you anymore going into 2025, right?
No, being hated is fine. So like, but I want it to be like a normal level of hatred, right?
Okay.
Because currently, I mean, you know what I mean, right? There is a Kelly Jean exception that is all in but name, because apparently the Kelly Jean exception is valid, but not when it's said in his chat, which I find a confusing concept.
He's saying that, like, morally, he thinks this is like the blade of grass, the what do you call it, the DDoS kid thing, right? Where it's like he's not going to advocate for something on a societal level, but he's going to understand it. I think that's what it is. It's like not like you can't do it. He doesn't want that to be a part of his community, but on a personal level, he doesn't like you. And I just want to make it clear that probably the reason for that is he feels like you essentially paint yourself out to be a victim in cases where you're like actually wrong.
I love you guys. To love and forgive is the true meaning of life. The best Christmas gift is us all being nice.
Hold on, I have a donation coming through, but and I would say that this feels like literally like an example of that. But thank you for the donation, Richie.
Let me write that down because your opinions are what I'm here for. So I think he doesn't like you because you can't solve victim of. Sorry, what did you say? Victim of stuff.
Like, basically, whenever stuff goes wrong or people are mad at you, I think you very often, like, paint yourself out to be a victim while also, like, engaging aggressively, right?
You lost engaging aggressively.
So I would say examples of this are, like, you probably do engage pretty aggressively with Forethought, and then when he engages aggressively back, when he engages disproportionately with you, you act like there is absolutely no reason for him to do that, right?
You do. I don't know if Forethought was a good example, is it? Maybe some of the others.
I think it's a good example because I think this is like an example where essentially like you and Forethought trade barbs, and then when he goes like kind of unhinged at you, which is something that can happen when you're trading insults on the internet. Okay, very unhinged, sure. I think that's like an example of like then you are like, oh wow, now this is like a problem, right? I think this this tends to happen a lot where you become the victim in these situations.
I didn't really say anything at all at the time. I kind of gave up because I got the impression no one gave a shit, right? So it was actually 2 months later when Dan specifically asked me, and I was like, okay, you can kind of tell that my heart's not exactly in it because I'm just like, clearly no one gives a shit, right?
Yeah.
Because like the Forethought stuff happened in September, and this was discussed in like November, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so would that really count as me painting myself as a victim if I couldn't even be bothered to go over it at the time?
Oh, I'm sorry. That is me picking like the most aggressive, like probably like the worst example. I'd say like in the Anna conversation, I feel like this happened quite a bit.
Okay.
The Anna conversation, I should say.
Anna, same thing.
Dr. Phil just tipped $5, Kelly.
Yeah.
You ignore your own role.
Do you
asked how to move forward, but blamed others.
Where
Never
it seemed
yourself.
like I was paying myself?
Except you can also improve. Change
if you
starts
don't,
within.
It's completely fine. I can go look for it.
Yeah, I think when you say that you were shit talked, when the person was like, oh, I think like this is the person who is wrong about ADHD medication, and you started shit talking back, I think like that is a victimization, right? It wasn't really shit talk. Saying you were wrong about something, that's not really shit talk. Doesn't really require you commenting on anything really.
Okay, but shit talking back isn't victimizing yourself, is it? It's just throwing shit.
I would say, sorry, when you use it as a justification for shit talking back, right? That like, oh well, she talked shit first, and that's how it is, and especially when it's like disproportionate with whatever's said.
Oh, I agree, it's disproportionate. Hang on, let me just write this down. This disproportionate. So, using shit talk as an excuse to be disproportionate. See, that I agree with. I don't think that means I'm a victim, though. It just means I fly off the handle, doesn't it? I think other people do that around here. I don't think they're always victimizing themselves because they fly off the handle easily.
But you use the like anger towards you as a justification for doing it and don't want to apologize. right?
Okay.
That is a form of
Use
victimization.
Justification. Right. Or anger. Hang on, use anger as a justification. What was happening?
Make the flowchart? I'm not making a flowchart right now.
No, I'm just making notes because, in all honesty, when I went back and watched everything, it's funny because you see it in a different perspective, right? So you're an observer and you're not like a participant, so it's an entirely different experience, which is interesting. But I can also see where other people, where there's like a lot of, what's the word, misunderstandings in certain situations as well. Like with the unfuckable conversation, there's definitely a massive misunderstanding between at least 2-3 people going on at the same time. Just, I don't know, kind of sad, because if that had been more easily like pointed out at the start, probably wouldn't have lasted a 3-hour fucking conversation. That being said, I did go back in the VOD, and in the, and I have the link for this, somebody wrote a big Reddit thread about the misogyny problem or whatever. So in the Orida dog pile, where, you know, Wes comes on and threatens to punch me in the head a few times and calls me a whore and whatever, I do actually say in that stream I would apologize to Anna. So it seems like I did offer an apology at some point.
Do you understand that, like, saying you would offer an apology implies that it's conditional? If you actually feel regret, you actually want to apologize, you apologize, and you let the chips fall where they may.
I totally understand what you're saying, and I agree I was very conditional with Cherry, but it doesn't actually seem like it was.
There is a bomb inside your bouncy ball
that I can tell.
Explode if you keep
I can
moving.
go back and watch, but actually, let me find the Reddit thread, because I just linked to it.
Joke's on you, Jizsaw. I'm actually literally
Dr.
on my
Phil
chair
just
right
tipped
now,
$5. Kelly, you can't leave drama behind if you're carrying it. Stop blaming others.
And then there
Face
was,
your
I think there
patterns
was like 3 different
and
conversations
own
with
your
Anna as
role
well,
in the
where one
chaos
of them
you
was like,
create.
what it seemed like she personally was bothered by was that I wasn't admitting to calling her a whore because I was annoyed because I didn't actually call her a whore. So it was sort of like, but she really believed that I was implying that she was one. And then when I said, well, I love hoes, why would
just so we can agree on this, like, for good reason, right? For good reason.
Yeah, that's fine. But obviously, from my point of view, I didn't mean that, nor did I say it. So I was getting, you know, irritated.
I don't think that matters. Like, if literally 99.9% of people think I threatened to murder somebody, and I'm like, no, I didn't. I just said, like, I can't think of a thing. But basically, when everybody else interprets my speech as something that I'm saying it's not, I have to accept that that's how, like, that's literally what I said. That I fucked up, and I have to apologize now to fix that, right?
Let me write that down. When I say the majority, or if enough people get the impression of X being true,
like when you're speaking,
should
right?
Apologize. So in that instance, what would you do? You'd say, I apologize. Yeah, but I feel like if you said, I apologize for how my words were interpreted, most people would get pissed off.
Dude just tipped $5. How's this bitch constantly forgetting how she fucked up her professional relationships?
I feel like that
she needs Jesus, a cure for autism and amnesia. Holy
I want to
shit.
point out that me and Honor, before she left, were completely fine. Everything was actually resolved. And it's actually sad that she doesn't come by, because I think she was quite cool by then. But she didn't leave because of me. But this is sort of, I'm going over these things because it's very useful for me to analyze stuff, write shit down, and try and figure out what the root of the problems are so I don't repeat them in 2025, because I'm fucking sick of it. Okay?
You can't help. So, like, I'm a little apologetic, but if somebody, like, pathologically gave cancer to everybody around them, I also really wouldn't want to be involved. So,
Jesus.
Hello.
You got apologize. I'm not interested in talking to you. I definitely don't owe you one. Jesus.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, of course you are, to be smug and annoying and add absolutely nothing as usual.
And I'm reading a message that you sent 30 days ago in the server that says, WickedSupreme keeps talking about essay-related shit to this day, LMAO.
Yeah, you did at that point. Yep, you made a comment about
30
it in
days
the
ago?
fucking Discord. Yep, it would have related to something in there, yep.
Does that sound familiar to anybody in the call?
Yep, you're not in the call. You made it in the Discord.
I'm not
I
asking
sent
you,
a
Kelly.
screen
I'm
cap.
specifically asking everybody that is not you.
Why would they know?
Yeah, I have no idea how we would know that.
What do you
No,
mean?
I'm gonna move you
How
out.
do you
Though.
know
Thank
that?
you for being here. Have a good one.
Yeah, no problem. Appreciate it.
Hi.
When's the last time you heard me mention Kelly Jean? This is easy to solve.
No, I can find it for you if you're really desperate, but you made a snarky comment about it. Yeah. Other people can find it for me if they need to. Is that it? Are you even sure of yourself that you didn't make this comment?
No, but I expect you to know if you're going to make that claim.
Oh, I know you did.
Okay, when was it? What did I say?
You're gonna have to give me a minute to find it because Supreme hasn't been on the top of my concern list, right? I'm not here to talk about you.
I don't
so you
know.
have to
It
give me
seems
a
like it
minute to
was
find
30
it.
days ago.
It was a screen cap from the Discord that got sent to me. I will ask.
If it was sent to you, I feel like you probably can just check that.
Yes, but I have a Discord, and he's already said it was 30 days ago. So, yeah, I don't have that to hand. You're going to have to give me a few minutes to find it if you're desperate. You could probably even go back to the same time period where I'm talking about this, and then find it your fucking self.
Oh, here it is.
Right.
This is a month ago. So Supreme says, everyone who doesn't like me is a misogynist. Everyone who rejects me raped me. Would you
Yeah,
say
that's
this
you
is not
talking about me.
about Kelly, Supreme?
It was about me.
No, that's about Kelly. Fair enough.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
We're done now, with that?
Nah.
Right. Right, you got anything else to add?
Nope.
I mean, I don't know if it's a good thing to own it, to go like, I don't talk about you at all. And Kelly's like, yes, you do. He's like, oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, I said fair enough. What do you want me to say?
Yeah, you have
Oh,
to say
fuck
fair
off.
enough. That's true. I'm just saying a bunch of people are like, oh, it's so awesome that he did that. And I'm like, I don't think that's like awesome in this conversation. It's cool, Kelly. That is an example of when you've done something wrong, though, for him not to go immediately to like, yeah, but like it was brought up around me. Do you notice how he just went like, I was wrong? That is good.
Okay.
He didn't say like, oh, somebody else brought it up as a
couldn't
topic
really-
and was asking me my opinion or something. He didn't like.
You couldn't
he
really argue
explain
that
why
he's
he
not
did it.
wrong if you're presented with fucking evidence directly in front of you.
Yeah, but he could easily bog this down in a discussion of like somebody asked him his opinion, he just answered the question, right? Like he could easily bog this down in like a totally separate argument.
I don't even think
pretty
that was
easily.
the case.
You know what I should have done? Actually, I should have done. Well, you have to understand at the time, like you did this and you said this and I said that, and you know, like at the time, you know, like I was on this new medication, and you just brought this up, and I was like, yeah, fair enough. I don't think it was wrong that I said this, because whatever.
Yeah.
Supreme,
I don't think
What's up?
this is going to be very conducive.
I love your profile picture. It's a very good picture.
You're a sweet man. You know that?
Call it how I see it, brother.
It's just letting
But I-
any old fat hag into Hollywood now, eh? Jesus.
Is that what somebody said?
That's literally, yeah, that's what somebody said. It's a whole discourse around Sydney Sweeney.
Aren't you in love with Cindy Sweeney? Isn't she
Yeah,
like your...
no, obviously it's like insane.
Hold up.
This is insane.
Did you know that? Did you know that Hollywood actresses and actors like that they're hot because they apply a ton of makeup and that they like condition their bodies for
they're like
a
boxers,
small
yeah.
window of time?
Yep. Yeah, like they literally when they're shooting a scene where they have to have their shirt off, they are literally like doing the boxer thing. They like don't drink water for like days. Yeah, no, I get it.
See my message, Jstlk? I'm not sure if I already talked to you.
And just for the record, no one asked him to say that. No one asked him to comment at all. He just said it.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just saying that he could. Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
That was me.
Yeah. Yeah, you could apologize to me for like sharing our DMs after you like pretended to reach out to me to try to resolve stuff, and when it wasn't resolved like immediately, or I didn't just kowtow to you, you started sharing our DMs with people. You could apologize to me for that.
Considering all the things you've done to me, Supreme, I will never apologize to you, but that was a genuine attempt. I said to you, you can go on
What have I done?
stream because you were whining about having not been on stream, and I'm like, I'm not going to be here for this week and this week. Why don't you go on? And then you had a sulk about it.
So you
I
reached
put
out
it
to me.
in mod chat, which
you
was
reached out
like
to me.
less than 10 people.
So you reached out. Okay, here it is again. Okay, here's the explaining.
Yeah, because I never will apologize to you. 'cause I
Okay, you know
just
what,
fundamentally
Kelly?
don't
Actually,
like
the comment
you.
I made, even if I did have a reason to feel sorry for it, it was just a passing comment. It was just one comment over the course of a year.
Okay. You came in and asked me why that was said, and that's why
Kelly,
it was
it was
said.
just one
It's not
comment over the
really-
course of a year. Why are you so upset about it?
You definitely haven't spoken about me only once this year, right, buddy?
Yeah, when else have I?
Seed. You really want to go over every instance where you've spoken about me in the last year?
Yes.
I don't want to.
Okay. Well, I want to, and you asked me, and I'm the guest. And it's my birthday.
Is any of those things true?
Some of them.
I'm totally down with people like going after Kelly, but like I guess if that's what you guys want to turn the stream into, is just like everybody comes in and bags on Kelly. That's fine with me. But
I was just wondering,
about, like,
could
what
I?
it is, if that's what it's gonna be.
Yeah, would it be possible for me to get to the end of all of this and then we can do the shitting on Kelly part?
I feel like I've given you all of the pieces. I feel like I've given you all of the opinions.
Oh, what you have given me is great, but there's still like a bunch of shit that I wanted to ask you about.
Sure. If you want to ask those questions, we can continue on with this. I don't think Supreme genuinely thought you were going to apologize to him either, but like obviously, I think from the beginning, I think you kind of blew the stuff up with Supreme, like his comments. My impression is that you blew them up because you didn't like how he treated you outside of those comments. That like those comments could have easily been something he'd like just said sorry for, and like we'd all moved on. But because he's been rude to you and like undermined your intelligence in other cases, I think I think you refuse to let that go.
Wait, which comments are you talking about?
Oh my god.
I think you had a unique anger for Supreme because of the debate that you went and found the video of that you said you didn't like him because of. I don't even think
he
that,
didn't like me because of that. He didn't like me.
Why would you think that? If that were true,
because
then why
you
would I?
clearly didn't like me. You told me that I should stop speaking because I didn't have an authority in the subject that nobody in the conversation did.
Yeah.
It very clearly looked like you did not like me.
I didn't think your knowledge of this like prescription medication gave you unique insight onto why this particular hospital made a decision about like its policy change on whether or not to administer it.
Yes, but nobody else in the conversation had any authority. No one was a doctor, okay? We were all a bunch of retards talking about something, and you were telling me to shut up and saying I shouldn't speak.
You took it very personally.
Well, none of this stuff's that true. I'm saying why you did not like me.
Somebody came forward and said, this hospital in Sweden made this decision because of political pressure, and then they reversed it. And I said, you have no idea that they made the decision in the first place to use this medication based on political pressure. Like, you have no idea.
Do you remember when... So I have the video, and I've sent you the clip of the video. Yeah, so it's better to not try and paraphrase things that we can just look at. Okay? Let's not do that, because that's not accurate. You know it's not. If you need to go watch the video again, go
do
do
video
that.
again. And we can go over it again, just like we did the first time.
No, why do you keep making everything about you? This is like not what I came in here for. It's like litigate shit with Supreme.
Kelly,
no, because you keep making the topic you. I'm
what else
sick of it.
About, Kelly?
I don't know. All of the things that I was talking about, like, I'd written a document that I asked Jstlk if I could talk about before the stream. That's what we were just talking about. Has nothing to do with you.
I'm here for my apology, and I'm gonna get
Just like the shit with Darius has nothing to do with you.
You're looping. You're crashing out. It's not good.
It's Christmas, and she offered apologies.
You're looping, bro. There's no way you're really reacting.
I don't even know what you wanted me to apologize for. It's not a very tangible thing.
Okay, I'll say it again. For perpetuating a narrative for a year that I'm a terrible person because I make fun of people for their sexual assaults, which is a lie.
You prove where I lied. You go find the information that proves that I lied about anything. It's very clear that I was upset about what the things you brought up were.
Yeah, I know you were upset. I know you're upset. That's why you lied.
That's it. I didn't lie.
You were upset. You wanted people to dislike
That's not a lie.
And you wielded the topic of sexual assault falsely to do it. You care so little about sexual assault that you tried to wield it.
This is the most deranged reason.
Supreme, quit virtue signaling. You're virtue signaling so hard right now, bro. You don't care about sexual assault. Be serious. No one gives a fuck.
I care greatly about sexual assault. I commit one every week.
Brilliant. You prove where I lied. Get back to me. Otherwise, I'm not interested in this conversation.
You know you did it, Kelly. I don't need to prove it. You know you did it. You're just shifting the goalpost there.
I did not lie. Prove it. Shut the fuck up.
And you have no path forward.
I don't need a path forward. Why would I want one with you? You prove that I lied, or go away. Otherwise, you could just accuse me of anything, and then just say, and fuck off.
Supreme, you think her rape is fake, and you would make fun of it. Why do you care that she called you a terrible person?
because it's different from the thing that I was apologizing for was that I think like the fact that she did this, like after a couple of years, like fine, like this shouldn't be brought to her face, like every time that she speaks about something. And that's what I did. And that's what I apologized for. And that's why I agreed, you know what, like I won't bring this up anymore.
Okay, well, she's still mad at you, obviously. So, I mean, why do you care that someone's talking shit online? Why are you begging for an apology? I don't get it.
Because she's giving them out and it's Christmas.
Okay, but you've done this like 20 times. This isn't, it's not like this is the first time.
Man, listen.
This would happen. It could not be Christmas, and you would still have this same conversation with Kelly if you were both in this VC. It would be the same conversation any other time. It has been the last 20 times.
Mm-hmm.
The point is, listen, Kelly's not actually interested in like making good on her wrongs. She's just here because it's been a while. She's starved for the attention. She's just like trying to, she's having it both ways. She's like,
You don't even know what we were talking about before you came in.
People are so mad at me. I don't know.
You just have to make every
Well, she doesn't think she's done anything wrong to you, clearly, right? She just thinks you're like a piece of shit and doesn't like you.
Causing me of attention seeking when everything has to be made about you.
Yeah,
Your
because you
microphone,
know what you
by the way, like totally reverbs out when it's pretty fucked. Just so you know, Supreme.
Okay, fair enough.
If you have access to like anything better, possibly.
I'm here to demonstrate that Kelly coming here and like asking for advice on, oh, why does everyone hate me so much? It's just not sincere.
Again, it was never about being hated or being liked. It's just your inability to listen to things is not my problem.
Yeah, you think people think that you're like inhuman in the way that they hate you and they treat you like you're not a human.
Yes. That's very different to being disliked.
Which is what you
I
though.
dislike plenty of people, but I still treat them as a human.
I think you earn all the hate that you get at this point. You've earned it.
Okay. Yeah, you add to it and continue to just virtue signal to DGG like you always do, sitting like a smug fucking loser. Do you ever come in when it's not a dog pile? Do you ever add anything when it's not like 5-on-1? You're such a cowardly loser, pathetic waste of space.
I'm not cowardly.
Disappear into dust.
When the case was made to me that you deserved an apology, and I agreed, I gave you one. I am more of a
fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
You don't actually care about this, and you're a coward, which is why you'll never get one.
I've already given an apology. You know that, otherwise you wouldn't be saying she's giving them out like it's Christmas.
Yeah,
so
where's my apology?
Contradicting yourself now. You can go swivel.
Where's my apology, Kelly? I'll believe that you're sincere or trying to turn a new leaf when you give me one. I
don't need you. I don't need you to think I'm sincere. I do not want anything from you other than possibly fuck off.
In a video game.
No, for real.
Oh, you're the biggest dick.
It will just be your pig.
Dick suck for who?
A ninja donated $3. Supreme shut the trapdoor.
Come on, Kelly, you called me a coward. Who's dick with? No, you just tell me I'm the coward, right? Come on, man up. Tell me whose dick I suck.
You suck dicks of everyone that
if you
wants
donate a
popular
whole bunch of shit to just
opinion
TTS spam, I'm just gonna mute that,
towards
so it's
me.
not.
It's very obvious. That's all you do.
Kelly, I think the type you're looking for is white blood cell, actually. I think that's what you're reaching for here.
I mean, he is that as well.
He's got bigger
balls. It's not
balls.
just destiny. It's just public approval opinion. That's all you do.
Well, yeah, but that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, he wants to signal to the audience, you're the hated person. He comes in. All he wants to do is attack you, but he gets to position himself as the good guy and play to this crowd. That's what's going on here every time.
The pedophile assaulter. Yeah, you just beat the shit out of that pedophile.
Yeah, he's just beating shit out of retarded pedophiles right now, basically.
Listen, I'm submitting myself to vulnerability.
I have to be a retarded pedophile.
Sorry, Kelly.
If that were true, all Kelly would have to do is apologize to me, and I would be so embarrassed if that were true, right?
I don't care. Fuck off.
I'm the one in a vulnerable position here. If that were true, Kelly could just disarm me immediately by apologizing.
Are you capable of speaking without sounding like you're smug laughing all the time? Are you capable of that? Can you do that?
Not if I'm having fun.
No, I'm just wondering, are you capable of doing it?
Well, obviously, if I'm having
or
fun,
is it like intentional?
I'm having fun.
I feel like it's intentional.
No, it's not. It's involuntary. That's what laughter is.
You're not laughing. You're sounding like a smug retard. And because you know that you're just like riding this wave of like fucking dogpiling hate.
Anonymous just tipped $25.
It's not dogpiling hate,
Supreme is
Kelly.
correct.
You came
Kelly
here
is clearly
looking for
here
redemption and
has
asking
not
for
taken
notes.
I
anything
was
anyone has
not
told
looking
her
for
about why people
redemption.
hate
I
her
was
and
asking
tried to
for
imply.
honest, critical feedback because I knew Jstlk would give it to
expecting
me.
Kelly
Yes,
to
I've written it
respond
all
like
down.
rationally
Point.
to
You don't actually care. You don't
multiple
actually
people
want it.
criticizing
You're
her.
just
It's just not
being,
gonna happen.
okay, you're being in
Nobody
here. Yeah,
responds
you're just
rationally
being
when
in
they're getting
here,
attacked
right?
like this.
To
I
do
feel
what?
like I have no
What is your
condemnation for her
purpose?
claiming now that
To
it's a meme
demonstrate that
conversation.
your
You
pursuit
attack
of
my character constantly in a situation where I'm trying to like.
Kelly, you asked me a question. The question was, what are you doing here? I'm here to show, well, I'm here for two reasons. One is to either get the apology that I think I deserve, right? And if I don't, to demonstrate that you don't actually care about understanding this stuff. You never did in the first place.
How the fuck would you know?
Because you won't give someone the satisfaction of an apology that you deserve.
Because you won't apologize to me. Because I think you're a cunt. Yeah, no shit.
Well, one, because it would just match your pattern of behavior over the course of years. Right? It's a simple prediction anybody who's watched you over the years can make.
You don't know me at all. Fuck off.
Ibort? Dumpit.
Little Bits, thank you for gifting a sub to Kelly G. Little unfortunate that she unsubbed in the first place, but it is what it is.
Brilliant. I mean, well, I got some shit written down that was useful before this fucking happened.
Can you show us what you've written?
A complete waste of time.
I think we
can go over those after this is like not a meme conversation anymore.
I'm just writing down literally what was said.
Ginga Ninja donated $3. TS spam is good meme. Why turn away free money? Henry GGGG Henry.
I'm just curious. You think that this is me?
No, you're
memeing?
not. You're the most disingenuous fucking retard.
Do you
on the
think I
planet.
deserve an apology for Kelly trying to poison the well against me for a year? Do you think I deserve one?
Kill yourself. Kill yourself.
If I thought you deserved one, I do. I personally would never expect somebody to apologize in these circumstances when it's been come about this way. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think it's implied by how I approach that to say yeah, I think Kelly's been. I think once you were ready to apologize, not moving forward. And continue to talk shit about you. Yeah, I think you could be owed an apology.
Ibort?
I think it's implied when I go about talking about it that way.
You are
Super
really
Killer,
not
thank you for the individual sub. Appreciate it. Oh, sorry.
I'm just forgetting the fact that he talks shit about me as well, I suppose, even to now. And then was complaining that I pointed out he was still talking shit about me a month ago. And then was like, oh yeah, actually I did do that, by the way.
Kelly,
completely forgetting this, are we?
I've always been willing to turn a new leaf with you. I am right now, honest to God.
Yeah, because you're not the one that's being affected by any of this, alright? The idea that I poisoned the well is just a bunch of bullshit. I know.
Wait, no, you think that, but there are literally...
You're implying that I can't just express my dislike of you without it being an intentional poisoning of a well.
It's just for you to just show your true self and demonstrate the monster that you really are for people to second guess whether I was
so you're okay, so you can say these types of things knowing that that's poisoning a well in quotations against me, right? But also simultaneously demanding an apology for the thing that you think I've did that's the same thing.
Yes, because you have genuinely been horrible.
So you don't think that you're horrible
have
when
ever
you
come back and
accuse
said-
me of these things as well. It's just like
I told you months ago that all people wanted to hear was if you wanted to come back and for people to stop hating you was to be you know what, I had been a horse's ass. I was a real asshole. But yeah, even at this point you're presenting this half-assed aesthetic of I'm gonna take notes and I'm really gonna work on it. Still, even at this point, at no point are you coming.
That's not what
saying,
I'm doing. You're misrepresenting everything about what I was doing, which is about what I would expect from you, right? You're constantly attacking my character because you're mad because you feel like I attacked your character.
I'm not misrepresenting it. It's exactly what we've seen.
No, you're attacking my character. That's all you're doing.
Yes. Listen,
congratulations.
Kelly.
Fuck off.
I genuinely, honest to God, I would turn a new leaf with you immediately if you were you know what, you're right, I was a fucking asshole.
Why would you want to? If you genuinely think that my character is this bad, why do you want to turn a leaf with me?
Because I think anybody has the capacity to change. The boy has the capacity to change.
So you think I have the capacity to change, but you're criticizing me for writing notes about other people's criticism that I actually value. I don't value your criticism, Supreme.
Yes,
That's
because
why
it's
I'm not listening to you.
pattern of behavior. It's the same pattern of behavior that we've seen over the course
Nothing
of
to do
years.
with a pattern of behavior. I don't like you, so I don't value your
And that's
opinion.
everything to do with the pattern of behavior. Yes, you don't like me, so even if you think you owe me an apology, you won't give it to me. You're still the same person as you were before.
You just keep making everything about you, and it's so fucking tedious.
I'm making this thing about me, yeah.
Yep, you've made everything that you've been speaking about you. I'm not interested in talking about you, because I don't like you.
I do.
That's fine. Maybe you can
How does it
talk to him.
I fixed I made a new chair. Are you proud of me?
Right.
And Jay, I just want to thank you for giving the most pussyfooted answer to the question that I asked you, which was, well, you know, even if you were owed an apology, I wouldn't expect the person.
Oh God, you're so fucking
I think you
exhausting.
could maybe deserve an apology. Like, come on, man. What do you stand for that answer?
What do I stand for? Is that what you're asking? I think when you're talking to somebody who, do you think Kelly Jean's like an intelligent, fully like conscious actor who is like not pathological in any way? I mean, like, I see it as pathological. I feel like you are, again, assaulting like the Down syndrome pedophile right now. So again, and you're like asking for.
I would just go with
autistic for the apology.
I think autistic's fine. Autistic's fine.
Autistic, yeah, like the person who like clearly isn't. It's the same kind of thing. I don't want to watch on my stream when people do it. Like, yeah, it's like a bunch of people you're baiting that, obviously, and it's like it's fine. So yeah, like maybe you might be owed an apology, but you're like asking for an apology from somebody who's pathological after like tapping into the pathology that makes them like.
It's like if Derek Chauvin was like demanding an apology from George Floyd while he's nailing on his neck. You know, it's sort of like that, Supreme.
I see.
I see you as like an intelligent operator, and you could be owed an apology, but I feel like this has been pretty performative. I started the conversation, but now when you're like, well, I just saying now the conversation where you're like, I came for an apology and I'm not leaving till I get it. It's like, I don't think you're owed an apology at that point. I think it's pretty clear you're like memeing. I don't expect anybody to treat this conversation like it's serious or trying to help anyone. It's just memes.
Not on my birthday. Not on my birthday of all days.
I thought your birthday was Christmas.
Listen, you know what? You gave me a good gift, and I apologize for putting you on the spot for it. You know what? Like you definitely you put
fine.
That was a really good response. Yeah, but just to be clear, I don't agree necessarily with you. I don't think Kelly Jean is like I don't think it's like that pathological. I think this is like a functioning adult, and she is an adult. She's in her 30s. She should be capable of recognizing her wrongs.
Again, nobody knows anything about me, and it's really weird when you keep saying this shit.
Are you not a functioning adult? Did I go too far?
No, you don't know my age. The fact that people keep constantly bringing up is tedious. Like, fuck off.
What, do you think I've never met a human being before? You don't think I can tell you're in your 30s?
Okay, now you're just insulting me, apparently, for my appearance, question mark? I don't know what you're insulting at this point.
Oh, wait, she's in her 40s? Fair enough. Okay, my bad. Is that why Ahrelevant's hunched over laughing? What happened?
No, I'm not, bro. I was eating food, man. What are you talking about?
Oh, my bad.
Don't make me post a picture of me standing next to you. I don't think that I look anywhere near as old as you. Just saying.
I make no bones about being old. That's my perception. I love being old.
Okay. Brilliant.
Hey, listen, that's a positive thing. Listen, if you're like older than me and you look great, then that's great for you. I don't know what to say. Like,
again, you don't know anything about me, so maybe just stop speaking.
I'm not trying to call you old. I'm saying that you're old enough to know better, and I don't think it's like pathological. I think you're a functioning adult, and I think maybe you've just been coddled by too many people for too long. I'm tired of the hand holding.
It's like, it's pathological in a way that like I don't excuse. As I have already made the the comparison to like if somebody was just like it'd give me like airborne AIDS, it wouldn't be their fault. I'm not going to be around it. I'm opting out.
I guess maybe this
should not make people feel like I'm excusing it because I'm saying it's pathological. It's not like what I'm looking to do. Anyway, continue.
I'm excusing it. Who cares? Literally, who gives a fuck? What? She said you made fun of her rape. Cry about it, bro. Who cares?
You can say who cares.
Well, you shut up, Kuihman. I think you care.
Yeah, I shut up because I fucking hate seeing this content on Jstlk stream every other week. Okay? I'm saying
it's been a long time since it's been on here.
The fuck it's true, it's been a long time. But it's the fucking finger wagging, the circular finger wagging with like you. Rarely used to do this, haven't seen him do it tonight. But just going around and be like, oh, Kelly, you're such a bad person. You're such a bad person, Kelly. It's so fucking insufferable.
Yeah, who would make their entire content about finger wagging about other people's behavior, Kuihman? Can you imagine?
But it's like over nothing. It's like she said you're a shit person because you made fun of her rape. Who cares? I didn't hear what you said. You were blowing out. Your mic was blowing out.
I said you're the biggest fucking hypocrite in the room.
Well, when have I ever said a demanding apology for someone?
Online is like calling people stupid and like chiding them for their behavior.
Bro, I don't have 20 conversations demanding an apology and saying how fucking terrible of a person they are when I know it's not getting through to them. That's fucking crazy. It's like
you're doing it now.
It's like literal A-logging. This is like when you become the lolcow yourself. You're like you're doing the exact same thing as Kelly. You're engaging in the exact same conversation with her every other month. It's fucking
Three
crazy.
things can be true, okay? 3 things can be true simultaneously. 1, I'm having fun. 2, the chat obviously likes this. 3, I genuinely think okay?
Yeah. That's clearly the motivation. Yeah. You're having fun because the chat is enjoying you being a dick suck. Like, congratulations.
Listen,
I would like to see you be in an argument where you're not like in the majority of appeal, yeah, where you're like fighting for something you care about, where not everyone is dick sucking you. That would be interesting.
Well, like, I feel like that happens pretty often. I don't know.
That when?
Just the other day, like, I talked about like my preference. I don't say the word, like, I don't say like, oh, this is retarded or whatever. Like, I just personally don't say it, right? Like, that's an argument I had yesterday. I feel like the entire chat did not like my opinion on this thing. Jay, the guy who runs the stream, obviously didn't. I don't know. Like, this sort of stuff comes up. This is just one example. You asked me for an example.
Girl is not a rapist conversation is a good example.
Yeah, that's a good example too. Like, fucking like 600 people came in to argue with me about this or whatever.
I will just be your paper.
This doesn't really sound like it's something that's coming after your like personal like character. It doesn't.
And doesn't know content 3.
Doesn't really sound similar to me, but why not?
You just like, God, you can't even give an inch.
Lumen gets like 400 viewers while
Alright,
openly
well,
torturing his own audience. I think that's pretty impressive talent, to be
I
honest.
don't think I can do anything productive while Supreme is here, unfortunately. It was
Yeah, no,
absolutely
you
fine when Relly was here, because Relly is judgmental.
Productive,
in a
you would
normal
just start
way.
talking shit. I would just, probably, if it's just like a shit flinging contest, I would just fling shit.
I mean, that wasn't the intent of me being here, right? I really care to fling shit, Supreme.
You actually can be productive. You can be like, you know what? I was unfair to you for like a long time, Supreme. Sorry about that. Like, that's all.
Yeah, you can just keep making it about you. I don't care about you.
You said there's nothing productive you can do here, but you could do that.
What, you think the productive thing would be to talk about you again?
Yeah, to apologize for the thing, right? You said that. You literally said, "Does anybody else
talk about you?" It's completely.
Look, Kelly has something she wants to talk about. Supreme, you are sandbagging right now. Okay, we want to hear what Kelly has to say. We want to know what Kelly is here to talk about. Kelly,
I don't
please.
think that's possible whilst he's
No.
here.
No, listen. Supreme will calm down, I think.
Yeah, I want to talk about.
He's stuck it out.
Yeah, so I need to find out where it got to and the point of me writing shit down.
Okay, take a minute. Whoa. Oh, I see. Hold on. Jesus Christ. I just got like 85 notifications, so I didn't realize the room was full. I increased the size. Sorry. If you, take a minute to figure out where you were. What's up, Dan? How's it going?
Look. All right.
Oh, Dan. Call me Dan Clancy for the rest of this call. Anyways, go ahead.
What does that mean? Like girls or something?
No, it's just fine. Go ahead.
You Twitch now?
No, I want to. What's happened? Can someone catch me up?
It's the classic.
You know the last conversation with Kelly? Yeah.
I mean, it didn't start out that way. I think we.
I'm not saying you're looping. I'm saying that content is a loop of previous content.
Yeah, I think we can blame that on one person, actually.
No, I mean, I'm literally platforming it. I think I'm absolutely, primarily to blame for it. I just am monetarily incentivized to allow this to continue, so it's not my fault, okay? The market, the invisible hand of the market has it's putting bruises in the back of my neck right now, okay? I don't want to be here, but the invisible hand gets what it wants, all right?
Sure.
You like it.
I'm just saying, what am I supposed to do, okay?
Okay. Well, Dan, you can give your perspective on things, since you know Destiny probably better than anybody else.
I have no idea what you guys are talking.
If you wanted to go back to that, Kelly wants to know why Destiny started disliking her. what
I
precise
have no
moment
fucking
went
idea,
from
honestly. I forgot to ask him last
liking
time I
her
saw him.
to not liking her.
It happened quite a long time ago, which is a problem.
I was gonna ask him the last time I saw him, but then I forgot.
Useful then. Appreciate the thought.
Then again, I message him shit like, hey, can you do, and he just doesn't answer. I fucking hate Destiny.
This is not helping. I fear.
Destiny fucking sucks. I'm gonna fucking say it. All right.
I'm glad someone was brave enough.
How can you say that and also call him a sociopath? And other people can sit around saying he sucks. But if I even say, oh yeah, Mr. Girl was right about that white blood cell comment, I get chewed out for like 2 hours.
Ginga Ninja donated
Because you're saying it to defend yourself, to defend your own ego.
also moves you to entire.
No, it was like he found these screen caps from like shit said in spicy chat. I don't. It was like Kelly is bad for using spicy chat. That's how that all started, like February of this year.
Mindwaves got
But
banned
also
for it, didn't he? Oh no, no, he got banned for something else. He got pulled up for it though.
Who did?
Mindwaves. He got pulled up for using spicy chat.
Mindwaves is a retard. I don't, but also if it was about using spicy chat, there's like a bunch of people that were in there, right? Including Jstlk, that was in the same fucking conversation as me.
It's Jstlk.
Okay, well it's Jstlk forever, man. Whatever.
Jstlk's
I don't know, it
catchier.
doesn't make any sense.
I'm with Kelly.
It is
I'm
what it
Kelly.
is.
So
I don't know
I
Ginger
don't
Ninja's
know-
name, by the way. If someone wants to give me,
I don't know why Destiny hates you. I think I probably, actually, I should come back. I probably do know the reason, but I've just forgotten. Because it probably happened when I was on stream at some point, like years ago, if I had to guess, right? But I don't remember exactly what it was. What did you do? You know what you did.
He tends to reference that. Okay, so there was when I went back through the VODs and listened, there were like a few things that he mentioned. One of them was there was this spicy chat comment, and then he's also called me a Discord queen, and then referenced that like Lav is Discord queen, but I don't know what it is that Lav does exactly that makes her a Discord queen. So
I think the honest stuff probably.
yeah, he's also mentioned the honest stuff too. It's like those three.
What were the
things.
Anna thing? What was that?
The honor thing, Jesus, where do I start? So do you remember any of it?
The Dark Triad? Yeah.
Oh, no, wrong one. Jesus, we need less Annas. No, this was like, why does Supreme keep talking when he sounds like he's drowning underwater? Jesus Christ, I can't hear anything he's saying.
I don't know who the fuck that is. I'm guessing that's someone that Destiny had a relationship with. Yeah?
Yeah, she was on the stream about a year ago. I think it was January.
Okay. What did you do to piss him off?
Okay. Right. Let's just retail this thing.
Okay. Notes on this. You should be able to get this right.
I didn't write down the series of events happen exactly on the stream, but it was.
You don't need to. It's already happened. So you might as well just say what happened, right?
At least
Like,
or something, or some shit like that, and then.
Wait, say that again, Big Cat.
At least she fucks dog or something. She fucks dog.
Okay,
What? No, I didn't say this.
Okay.
No, what the fuck?
Oh,
This
okay,
is
maybe
not helping me. The fuck?
For how much?
He's been doing his own version of. Yeah, Rock definitely has WMDs. This is good intel. Trust me.
Great. No, okay. So the Honor Girl on stream said, "Oh, Kelly Jean, is she the one that's wrong about the ADHD meds?" Destiny
laughed. I remember.
Okay,
this.
Destiny
and then you said
laughed
something.
and
I remember.
co-signed it.
Yes,
and then I was like
remember
annoyed,
something.
and then I said,
He didn't really co-sign it. He actually went to like basically cover her mouth. He basically went to go, no, don't say that, because he didn't want you to come in and start looping on it.
He did both. So he covered her mouth and said, "Oh no, Kelly's a queen."
We love Kelly Jean.
Also
We love Kelly
probably-
Jean. Bing chilling.
Yeah, he said that, and then he was like, "But yeah, she
I lost my
probably was
internet.
wrong."
No,
yeah,
not my internet.
okay.
My audio.
He did both. He
There we
did
go.
both.
Oh, sorry. I
Why
didn't
was he
hear it.
covering her mouth? Is it because he
Dan.
knew that I'm an exploder?
We didn't get anywhere, Dan.
Is
Don't
it
worry,
'cause
you
he
missed
knew?
nothing.
Okay, sorry. I didn't hear anything for like a few seconds.
And
so
no, it's fine.
I'll
We
just
didn't
go
get
back.
anywhere new.
Okay, so basically, she was a normie that with no internet presence, and I remember you said some
This
crazy
is
shit.
not true. This is literally not true that she's a normie with no internet presence. She's
Okay,
an
that's what I
OnlyFans,
thought.
She has a Twitter. She was aware of a lot of the community memes. She was not totally
TikTok.
new to the space. Yeah, she's not totally new to the space.
Listen, I'm just giving you the impression that I had. At
No,
the
that's
moment.
true. That was the impression people were given. I don't know why, but it is true. That was the impression.
Okay. So my impression, was that she was some normie. And what did you say? It was something. There was some. You know what you said? You said something. What'd you say?
I said that her tattoos looked like they were drawn by a toddler on acid, and that she was out of a dumpster. She looked unwashed.
Yes, it was something. Yes,
dumpster comment.
Yes, there was something with a dumpster.
Yeah, I need to look up that one. But that it was like
picked up off the streets of Miami as well, which is the horror comment or.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So I'm guessing.
It's meant to relate to the dumpster, but
if I had to guess, these comments were not received well.
No.
And if I had to guess, this was probably towards the end of her ever coming back on stream again after that. Yeah.
She only came on one time on Destiny's stream one time. She came on my stream more times after that.
She went on twice, didn't she? Like the day and then the day after?
No, she went on.
And then she came on
times. Probably like.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. She went to Destiny's stream.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. And then she went on the Jstlk stream like several times. She's still I think she's still in. Is she still in it?
Probably. Yeah, she's still.
I don't think she's been active. She hasn't been active in a long time.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. I made a joke that he thought I was. He thought I was making fun of their age difference, and he thought I was calling him a pedophile. That didn't go well. I wasn't calling him a pedophile. Just yet.
Well, I would say that, I don't know. There's only so much you can do when he does the math for himself on stream and says, "Wait, you're closer in age to my son than you are to me." I'm just saying, okay. There's only so much. Sorry, I gotta get a drink.
He said that?
Yeah, they talked about that. Yeah.
I'm not. Well, why?
I'm just saying. Trust me. I don't feel judgment. I don't feel judgment on that. I'm just saying it's mathematics. All right, I'll be right back. Sorry. Do you need before I go, Dan? Do you need anything else clarified for you on those situations?
Jesus.
Holy shit! This is the terrorism, by the way. I was pretty sure it was microphone situation.
It wasn't. I'm not joking. A knife just fell into my fucking fan. It's
okay. All right.
Jesus.
All right. Dan, is there anything else you're unclear on that you need cleared up?
So this is like why Steve doesn't like her? Is it a big mystery?
Well, the issue is, so like me and Jstlk seem to mostly agree somewhat on the situation that happened, but from my impression, I feel like I was treated a lot more harshly for a lot of stuff. Because like Jstlk made a joke about her directly being a whore, but that was less bad than anything I'd said. I think presumably because he just admitted to it, but like, yeah, I said that, forget. Yeah. So it really ended up not being anything about whether you actually, like what was actually said, but whether you just say that you said it. I don't know. Confusing.
So you're looking for a way back into the light.
No, I don't even know if I want that. So it's the end of 2024.
It is.
I just don't want, I don't want
New Year's resolutions.
I don't want all of this old shit that I thought was resolved. Because as far as I knew, like me and Anna haven't had an issue in like 10 months, and she hasn't even been around in all of that time.
Wait, something else. Hold on. This is just. Was this? Hold on. Little piece of Dan's brain. A little past Dan brain moment coming back here. Did you join Nathan's Discord and talk shit about him?
Okay. Hey?
Dude, he pinged her. What was she supposed to do?
Okay.
I will say, I think the dislike came before that, but that certainly did not help matters. Anyway, continue.
I don't think it made the slightest of difference because he didn't give any indication.
No, it definitely made a difference. He was definitely actually upset about it, but again, the avoidant thing, I think he told you it wasn't a big deal.
No, I
can probably go through my DMs with him and find like the logs of him saying like, no, this really weirds me out. This is like actually a problem. So anyway.
Okay, yeah, it's really weird that he'll talk about things to literally everybody, but the person it would actually be helpful to talk about to. But yeah, sure. I mean, I immediately apologized, yeah, but I wasn't shit-talking him. I didn't say a single, like, negative thing about him. No, I wasn't. I was just reciting some things that have been seen by Nathan on a fucking public YouTube video. Like him calling me a liar and comparing me to Hitler, right? I was just, like, it was meant to sound self-deprecating. It was not meant to be me shit-talking, okay? I understand.
You said something like, your
I
dad did this to me the other day.
understand.
No, stop.
No, I didn't
I know
say
you
that.
desperately want to stop me because
Like,
I'm going to
this is
quote you.
no,
That's
it's
the last
not.
thing you want. I'm going to quote
No,
you, and
it's
you're
because
afraid
you're
of
a
that. You're
fucking
afraid of your own
loser.
words.
That's because I don't. You just come in being a smug loser to be like, ah ha ha, let me
It's
just bask
because you're
in the
rewriting
glory
history. You're
of,
trying
like,
to rewrite
tearing
history.
Kelly apart.
And I'm trying to set the record straight, and that
And I'm
terrifies
saying I did not shit talk it because I did not shit talk
terrifies you.
him.
You
Also,
totally did.
Also, it was a horribly obvious clip champ. Not only did I
was
not
a
actually
clip
shit talking him, it was a clip champ. Of course, it's a fucking clip champ. It removes all the fucking context
like
of anything
2
I was
minutes
saying.
long.
It was a clip champ. There's like nothing after when I sort of.
I think we should watch the clip. What do you guys think?
No, I think this is like everybody's seen it. This is just like me trying to say I didn't shit
There's
talk
a
him.
discrepancy. There's a discrepancy.
All right,
You remember this
explain to
differently than the
me.
rest of us.
No, it's not about remembering anything differently. I did not shit talk him. I didn't say a negative thing about him. Me reciting things he said about me is not shit talking him. How is that shit
You
talking?
implied that he treated you unfairly for fun.
Okay, so it's an implication that you're like imagining. That doesn't make it real.
Oh, I'm not imagining it. You said, like, your dad did this to me recently. He did this thing where he brought me on and he was totally uncharitable to me.
Didn't say any of those things. Didn't say he was uncharitable. I was just making fun of the fact that he compared me to Hitler.
Well, let's watch
stuff.
it. You know what? I could be wrong. We should watch it to make sure.
I'm telling you, that's what my intent was. I was listing the things that he'd said.
You can, I mean, your intent doesn't matter if, like, objectively you said the things. So
Well, as I said, I immediately apologized. So yeah, my intent doesn't matter because I just immediately apologized for how it looks.
You started thinking he was pinging me in the Discord. What was I supposed to do?
I immediately apologized to Destiny.
Right.
Of course it's fucking true.
I don't know if it's true.
This is more true, okay? Really. Look, I maintain the same energy all this time.
Right. I mean, Nathan said he's going to write a diss track on me, so hopefully everyone gets to listen to that. Yeah. Right.
Really quickly. Just like me.
Right.
Breaking some of my own rules.
It's like a joke. When my dad, like, it's really funny because he, like, says she has no skibbidoos. I'm not kidding. That's what he says to her.
Dude, nice. That's a good one.
He also likes making me mad.
Yeah, that's what he does. I mean,
yeah,
making people mad.
Okay, I was
so
on his stream
bad.
a couple of days ago. He compared me to Mystical, Lav, Hitler, said I'm a liar, and what else did he say?
Bro.
Oh, I use abuse tactics. I still don't know what these abuse tactics are, but when I learn what they are, it's over for everybody else.
Right. True. It's over for all of you hoes when I figure it out. And I'm gonna monetize it.
He did all that
I already
just to
got
make you mad.
$10. That's not me shit talking him, is it? It's just saying something he said to me. No, it's
It
not.
absolutely is. You're
If it has to be, if you have to cope and say that it's implied, then it's not me shit talking. It's just you reading into it as being shit talking.
Somebody just joined with a terrible mic.
Shit talk.
Nope. Well, Mike is fine, idiot.
It was not.
No, it's fine, idiot.
Right.
You gonna say something?
Right.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna
waiting
wait
to
my
see if
turn.
he cools off here.
I'm just waiting my turn.
You've come to smash the pedophile's head with a pumpkin. I appreciate it, okay? Thank you for showing up.
Why a pumpkin?
Because it's the thing that happened on Kick. Action Man got banned for it, from what I understand. Well, temporarily banned.
Really?
Anyway, so with that clip, okay, the weird things about that clip are not the things that were said. Those things, the weird thing about that clip is having, like, what you assume to be a relationship with Destiny's kid. That's, like, the weird part about that clip. If you were, like, a weird aunt of his, that conversation's not weird, right? I think, like, you kind of feeling comfortable having that conversation is what's weird, but, like, the comments themselves, I don't think that's, like, unhinged.
The comments are unhinged because it's about, like, if you claim that someone's your friend, it's weird to go to their teenage son to complain about that person. About, like, how they think they're unfair.
I don't think it's weird when the teenage son goes, he just tries to annoy me too, and then Kelly goes, yeah, he does this to me. He just did it to me on stream. I don't think that's, like, weird in, like, a dynamic where you know each other. I think it's weird when, like, you have no actual relationship with this person, other than you call.
If it hadn't been like,
Yeah, if it hadn't have been a public YouTube video that he had been directly referencing to like tag me to come in to talk about, right? Then yeah, probably I wouldn't have spoken about it.
You guys, everybody needs to understand that I'm saying, like, if this was like an ant doing this, I don't think it's weird, right? Like, this is a this is like a Thanksgiving conversation you'd easily have with like your aunt or uncle. That isn't weird. It's weird because Kelly does not have that relationship with Nathan. I'm saying, like, it's not like she's, you know, laying out all of her like actual problems with this guy. It's not like she's doing it unprompted. It's like it's bizarre because she doesn't have this relationship. It's weird with kids on the internet.
It's weird because it's behind the back of someone that you're claiming is your friend to undermine them to their kid.
It's not behind their back, and I was not undermining them.
It was behind his back.
No, all it resulted in was Nathan just memeing about me being Hitler
Androider,
and
nobody takes you seriously because what you were saying before we played that clip.
Funny, and that was the purpose of
I'm actually gonna mute everything. What you were saying before that clip was that Kelly talked about Destiny's sexual partners to Destiny, which is an insane and completely fabricated framing of that clip. So nobody takes you seriously in the chat, okay?
About something that happened publicly with these people, like
between
I understand.
You and his dad.
I understand, but like what? So he can talk to random people on Discord about what they think of Destiny. He can't talk to Kelly about something that just happened on stream publicly. I just don't know, like, it's not a normal situation in the first place.
Wait, the indictment has nothing to do with the kid. He's not, Supreme isn't saying, oh, Nathan, you can, whatever. He's a kid.
I'm not saying that.
Not? Okay, so then why? Wait, then why is he comparing who Nathan can talk to in Discord? Why do you say, but Nathan can't?
Well, because you're not going around policing who Nathan's talking to on Discord. You're not
because he's a kid.
Yeah. I'm not talking about policing him. I'm saying policing the people who are talking to him. Right?
Isn't that literally what we're doing?
Yeah, but only Kelly.
Police the other 500 people.
I don't know who else. Can you present anybody? I'm sure the similar indictments would occur. I mean, didn't they prior to Kelly?
Okay, so he's in the Discord, but he can't talk to anyone about the content. No, really, answer me this.
Well, no.
There was a topic he can't talk to anyone on the Discord about that.
There was a topic of discussion about whether or not it was weird for people inside of the community to be talking to Nathan prior to this Kelly situation in the first place. And it was like,
this is about why Destiny doesn't. This is about why Destiny doesn't like Kelly on the list. But
I understand. But you're making a comment about whether or not other people would potentially get caught in the crosshairs for being a.
I'm literally just saying.
And yes,
you're acting as if.
Yeah, it's weird to talk to.
This is acting as if this is some random kid that Kelly is going and talking to, when this is already a very strange situation in the first place, where there's a kid who has access to talk to a bunch of people who know a bunch of stuff about these huge personal blow-ups that his dad's having.
Relationship with.
Yeah, so would you say it's better for him to talk to random people on Discord about this, or Kelly?
I think it would be better if you're somebody's friend to give an adult response. If they're coming to you and saying like, "Oh, my dad, this, that, or the other," I think in that case, it's not your place to like whinge about the way that you think that you were like mistreated in a situation, which I think already sort of.
Wasn't whinging about being mistreated. It was meant
to
come
You're loading this so hard. You're loading this so hard.
Yeah, you are.
What have I said?
Loading
what have you said that you think is not accurate? What have I said that you think is not accurate?
I don't think it's accurate to say that she was going there to whinge. You're portraying it as if there was some effort to try and turn him against Destiny here, when it's very clear that they were talking about the blow up that happened in the public live stream earlier.
Do you think she was not whinging in that clip we just saw?
Wasn't whinging. I know you think that I just.
Not really. No, like what? How? I don't. Unless we get into definitions, how do you define whinging? Is that just saying something like a negative opinion?
No, it's complaining that she thinks that she was being treated unfairly. Like the whole premise
you're
of that
interpreting this shit from nothing.
The whole premise of that conversation was that he.
Okay, do you think it's fair to compare Kelly to Hitler?
Yeah, I think it can.
Nathan loves that. Yeah. He loves Hitler. He made Auschwitz in Minecraft. Okay.
So like you'll engage up to a point and then you just like meme out of it, right? Because it's like
you asked me a question,
the whole point here is just to finger wag at Kelly. It's not because you give a fuck about any of the criticisms.
It depends on the comparison. Yeah, I don't even know.
It's just like obviously fucking retarded to act like she's a bad person for talking to Nathan about the content.
No, I don't think
like
it's
when he's in the fucking Discord.
I don't think it's obviously. He was in his own Discord. He was not in Destiny's Discord.
He was allowed in Destiny's Discord. No,
it has nothing to do with this conversation.
That's where those people were getting recruited from. It was like a Splinter server. It was
what I understand as well.
It's not
his
wrong.
Discord was set up by Destiny's mods so that there would be transparency for like Destiny to oversee what goes on in that Discord.
There's a bunch of regulators in there. Yeah.
No, it doesn't. Listen, it doesn't matter.
That
If
does
you-
matter.
No, it does not matter. You're not, you should not be going to someone. If you're friends,
It
with
is.
someone,
It's the
you
difference
should
between
not
talking
be
to
going
random
hang
kids
out
at a
with them.
park and talking to kids at like a fucking family event or some shit, dude. It's like these are like two fucking completely different things. You portray it as though Kelly is like going, hey Nathan, your dad's a really fucking terrible person. Let's have a private conversation about how fucking terrible it is. But it's
In this
not.
case,
She's
her
in his
grievance-
moderated by Destiny staff Discord server talking about the content that occurred publicly that day when he's been allowed to engage in these communities. It's not, in no way is it the way you're portraying it.
First off, hold on. I just didn't know that this was set up by his own mods beforehand or something like that. I had no idea. I just thought it was like Steven's.
I also don't know
private
that
Discord or something
Kelly
like
knew that before she was talking in there. So
And it doesn't actually.
Yeah, I
even
can see
change
the
way
same
that I interpret
people.
that.
Also, like Adam is like actually I don't say who he is. People start being weird to Adam, but like Adam's like a well-known person within the community. Who also was like doing the regulatory stuff there.
So listen, Kuihman, I need to understand like clearly. Do you think that the point of Kelly saying the things that she says in that clip was to air her grievances and her frustrations about Steven?
No, you're interpreting that.
I'm not asking
whatever
you.
the fuck you want to listen to.
I'm asking the man next to me named Kuihman wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, sure.
care.
She was expressing a negative opinion. Sure.
Sorry. Was she doing the thing that I said she was doing, which was airing her?
I mean, you're loading it very hard. You're like you're deliberately trying to use
What do you mean I'm
loaded
loading
language.
I'm literally just
You're
describing.
saying
what I
airing
think
her
happened.
grievances because it's like a way of implying that like she's using some sort of like personal information, like that's a personal thing with Destiny to try and taint the kid's impression of him.
There's there's a tangible difference between bringing something up that you have a problem with and like validating somebody's feelings that somebody like maybe for fun like annoys people. I think those are probably different. I think we can all agree those are different things, right? For Kelly to go there and bring some criticism of Destiny up unprovoked or unprompted,
It wasn't meant
would be weird,
to even
but it
be a
was
criticism.
Nathan going, my dad tries to annoy me too. My dad says my mom has no skibbity riz. My dad says that my dad tries to annoy me too, and Kelly goes, yeah, he just does that. He called me Hitler. I don't know if that's
so
I think that's a different form of argument, personally, than Kelly went there to like vent. I still think it's weird to go there in the first place, by the way.
Yeah, whatever reason she went there for. And again, I also think that it's weird to like go and hang out with like the kid's teenage son. Yeah, I don't know.
Because virtue signaling Andy.
It's not virtue signaling.
I think the whole thing is weird too. Okay, I think the whole thing is weird too. But when Kelly's in a situation where Destiny has approved Nathan to interact with people in this community. Okay. Now, I don't fucking have any relationship to these people. I'm certainly never gonna fucking talk to Nathan. That's fucking sure.
I'll tell Kuihman.
Kelly's around these people.
I'm just gonna say I completely agree with you. Like I'm deep in this community. You know, I'm in the shit, as they say. You know how many times in the last 10 years I've talked to Nathan?
How many times?
0. You know how many times I'm going to talk to him?
0.
Yeah, because it's fucking weird. And people who talk to him are weird, and I don't fucking give a shit. It'll always be fucking weird. That's it. I don't care. I think
care
all
when
of
he's
us are
on the
30
same
years
page.
old. I still won't talk to him.
Yeah, all of us are on the
I
same page.
don't know if we're all on the
on
same
this,
page.
except
I don't
Gary.
even bring this up to attack people, even though I could in a lot of cases, right? I think there are weird interactions that have happened with Destiny's Kid. I don't bring it up ever because I don't think it's worth using that as like something to attack with. So I think there are people here who wanted us to watch the clip, who wanted us to bring this up, and I think those people are weird too.
Hold on a minute. We're like it became.
By the way, I
topic of
don't think that's
conversation. We have
supreme
to talk about it.
necessarily. I'm just saying that that is where the conversation
And listen,
went.
it's not even necessarily. Listen, it's not. It's other people's kids is not off limit to talk to when you're friends with them. It's not necessarily weird to talk to someone's kid, especially if like they're fucking, like they're introducing, hey, this is my son, like, hello, nice to meet you, whatever. Like there are ways of interacting with someone's kid that are not fucking weird, but
not
it's
on
not
stream. I don't.
Yeah,
no.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're
So
right.
I think the whole Discord thing, I think all the Discord shit is fucking
It
weird.
wasn't
I agree.
on
For
a
me personally,
stream.
I would never talk to someone's fucking kid on Discord or any kids on Discord, frankly.
It was just
You know,
on Discord, and someone recorded it.
But the reality is, this is a weird situation in the first place where Destiny has approved him to interact on Discord in his communities.
I don't know if Destiny's approved it or if he's just letting Nathan have the autonomy to do whatever it is that
he can
wants
stop
to
it.
do.
Okay, yeah, well, that is approving. He's in control ultimately. He's a parent.
I mean, I guess in his mind, it's like
decision of whether Destiny has some control or no control. It's like letting your kids try drugs in the house or not. Like it's the
that type of meme. But that said, even if he's like, yeah, do what you want, what I wouldn't do is I would even if I like someone was like, okay, yeah, just drink at home, don't drink outside. Even if that was the case, anyone that I know that came over to drink with my kid, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah, but you're like stacking things. You're like stacking things here, though, right? This is like now there's like a diminished agency thing going on as well. There's like we're introducing like a bunch of like,
well,
other
I'm just saying, look,
variables.
Steve let his kid have a Discord and kind of be in this community a little bit. I just think it says something about the people that like go and seek out to like, oh yeah, let me go hang out.
Kuihman agrees with this. I don't know why you're bringing this point up, Kuihman, about like, well, he approved of it. You already said it doesn't matter.
Because I don't understand. I don't understand what the complaint is when we're talking about like, oh, Kelly's so fucking weird for going and doing this. It's like, yeah, I kind of agree, like on an emotional level, but when it's approved and she's part of the community and she knows the people like Destiny, I don't know that. She's probably one of the better people he could be speaking to.
Weird. My argument is that it's inappropriate. It's inappropriate. It doesn't matter what the dynamic is. If it's like whatever, if someone's a fucking celebrity, or if they whatever, their kids like participating in a community, if it's a movie star, or whatever, it's inappropriate to go to somebody's son, no matter who the father is, to like and undermine their father to their son.
Wasn't undermining him at all. Again.
Okay, just to be clear, right? If we're arguing this based on what I know, from at least the perspective of why does Destiny look like Kelly, Destiny doesn't think a bunch of that stuff you just said up until the point of probably the undermining his father to the kid.
It doesn't matter if her intent was to do that. That's
the only. That's the yeah. I'm not talking about intent, but that's the only point that Destiny would care about. I as far as I'm aware, from what I've heard him say about like he was saying about like Drake and Millie Bobby Brown and all this shit, how that was fine and all this. So as far as I know, he would only care about undermining the parent to the child. So any stuff you're stacking it with, where it's like, oh, you're going to talk to someone's kid in Discord, that's like kind of irrelevant. So we just need to argue about the undermining of the parent thing. So do you think she was meaningfully undermining Destiny, or do you think this was just a response talking about a piece of content that happened earlier in the day or the day before?
Listen, I have problems with you saying that it's irrelevant, like all the stuff we said about like her like hanging out with him on Discord.
I'm saying from the perspective that the start of the conversation was about why does Destiny hate Kelly so much? This was raised as a point. I do not believe Destiny cares about someone talking to a minor. He said as much during all the Drake stuff. I remember very specifically he was arguing pro the Millie Bobby Brown thing, saying it's fine for an adult in the same industry or something to give guidance to like a 14-year-old, and that's Kelly is in streaming. Nathan wants to be a streamer.
I've never spoken to him privately either. Just
not even privately, but you know what I mean, on Discord for electronic communications. So I don't think Destiny has a problem with that kind of stuff, in theory. So I think it's about undermining Destiny's parenting or Destiny as a person to Nathan. That's the only part that I think is in contention as like a reason why Destiny would hate Kelly for this. Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So if we're gonna argue it, it's on that point. So do you think that Kelly was actually undermining Destiny to Nathan, or do you think this was just sort of a casual conversation about a piece of content that happened the day before?
Yes, I think she was actually undermining him to Nathan.
Okay. In what way was she undermining him? Without just quoting exactly what she said, in what way, what trait of his was she trying to?
5-hour stream or more where he's trying to outline like all these things that Kelly does that are abusive or inappropriate or that are just generally bad, right? And she's there to say, oh yeah, your dad, all the stuff he was saying about me, he just did it to make me mad. Like, so if Steven is there publicly representing himself as someone who takes issue with the way that she's behaving, and she's there saying he doesn't actually care about any of this stuff, he doesn't actually even believe any of this stuff, he's just saying it to make me mad. And that's undermining.
That's didn't say any of that. You're just like interpreting that all from the very few words I said. No, I didn't.
You literally started with. Okay.
So do you think that knowing that your dad or thinking that your dad likes to make someone mad, likes to make people mad, something he's already expressed himself, do you think that's like undermining his view of Destiny? Do you think that's like affecting their relationship? Or how so? When he's already expressed that himself and said that he knows that Destiny does that sometimes.
These are two very, very different things. Saying my mom or my fucking whoever has no skibbity riz versus saying here are all these things that your dad purports to care about, publicly claims he cares about. He doesn't actually care about those things. This is the same as him saying someone has.
Okay, I don't think Kelly was saying Destiny doesn't care about Hitler. I don't think that's what.
As evidenced by the fact that he compared me to these people. But what was the context? Why was he comparing her to those people?
She was probably. I don't think she was saying. I don't think she was saying. I don't think she was saying that he doesn't care about any of this stuff. I think she was probably saying that he was heated and he was trying to make me mad for the content, to fuck with me and push it along.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't care about these things.
I never said at any point.
She probably thinks that he thinks the things he said, but not that necessarily he means the extremities.
Okay, I'll just ask you
hyperbole.
directly. Why do you think he compared her to Mr. Girl? Do you think it was just to make her mad?
It was because she was being manipulative, and he didn't like her at that point, and he doesn't like Mr. Girl, and calls Mr. Girl manipulative.
Okay, so it wasn't just to make her mad.
I never said the word just.
Mr. Girl is
Where did I say the word just?
I think he believes that thing. I think invoking Mr. Girl is to try and it's like a hyperbole. It is to try and prod or drum up the audience. Yeah.
Or just an analog, sure.
Well, I think Mr. Girl is a specific one because it's like DGG arch enemy number one, especially around that point.
Yeah, I just want to say I never said at any point that he only said these things to be annoy me. That never happened.
You don't need to use the word only for that to be.
Yeah, you do.
No,
because some things can happen for more than one reason. You can be trying to annoy someone, try to be mean to someone, and also make your point at the same time and believe that point.
He wasn't just trying to annoy you. He wasn't just saying those things to try to annoy you.
That's what I just said. I know it wasn't. I said you can be two things at once. You can be making a good point and saying what you believe in, and also be being mean about it. Those are not like mutually exclusive. And I never said that they were, or implied they were.
You did imply they were.
No. As you reading into implications that you want to see.
This is you trying to find any deniability whatsoever in the thinnest margins possible. By saying, I didn't say
no, you just think that you know the inside of my mind better than I do, apparently.
Yeah, I've had to deal with you for like 3 or 4 years.
No,
I know
what you do. You don't know me at all. Oh, 4 years, really?
I bet I know you better than like some people that you've known your entire life. Just based on our interactions on the stream. We spent a lot of time together, Kelly.
No, that's not true. And that's not been 4 years either.
It is true. It is true, Kelly.
No, you don't know me at all. I don't know you at all, other than you're a smug fucking retard.
We've spent hours on stream together.
It's just weird to imply otherwise.
It's not weird to imply because it's true. We've had hundreds of hours of conversation at this point, Kelly. How does that feel? More than you and probably a lot of your family members, honestly.
No, definitely not. It's just weird.
Yeah, definitely cousins.
Okay, brilliant. This had absolutely nothing to do with anything, so great.
In any case, you asked me where I think he was undermining the father, and that's where I think it was.
You just have to load this shit to absurdity.
I don't have to
make
fucking
it stick.
load it. All I have to do is describe.
You're not describing it accurately in any way.
Oh, really? What's inaccurate?
Kelly's saying that Destiny's a grifter who believes nothing of what he ever says. It's like, that's not what she said. She said, he was trying to make me mad because he was over-exaggerating how bad I am with
I don't think Kelly was trying to state that. I think that's the effect of how she might.
It's obviously not. It's obviously not. She's just pointing out that he was using hyperbole.
You literally asked me.
That was annoying her.
No, I don't think it's hyperbole that was annoying her. I think
like
she was there to blow off steam.
So you don't think it was hyperbole? You think I'm actually Hitler?
No, I think you were there to blow off steam because you were frustrated with how a conversation went and the public reaction to it, which was severely negative towards you, and your way of your catharsis that you found was in complaining to the man's kid about it.
Didn't complain. He was tagging me saying, "Hey Kelly, you're abortion eater, right?" And
now, Kuihman, tell me what I just said that you think is inaccurate.
He wanted to talk to me, so I went on to talk to him.
I mean, I just think you're loading it. Using it as catharsis.
Where did I load it?
I'm explaining to you now. You're saying you're using the terminology, use it as catharsis, because the whole point of that is you're trying to signal to the idea of someone in a caregiver role, reversing the parent-child dynamic. To try and get catharsis or emotional catharsis for a situation that happened, but the issue is that Kelly isn't in a caregiver role.
No.
It's just some kid.
It has nothing to do with that.
So you're trying to add these loaded language to it that signals to other concepts.
No,
and that's the only way you can make it stick.
No, I don't. I think it could have been anybody other than Nathan. I think it could have been literally any individual. When I say she was seeking catharsis, I just mean that she just wanted to blow off steam and complain about somebody. I think it's inappropriate that person happened to be Nathan. I don't think that was necessarily Kelly's pursuit.
Yeah, but you just mean in that moment with that statement, right?
What?
You mean she made one statement that was blowing off steam and getting catharsis, and that's your problem.
Yes. Well, yeah. Among a couple things that I think are inappropriate, I think just
probably trying to argue really quick, just so you know. I think Queen's probably trying to argue that if she was sitting in that voice call for an hour. And this, validating one of Nathan's feelings was the only example of catharsis that you can find, then probably her goal in joining that wasn't catharsis, wasn't venting about Destiny. It was just something where she went,
Like, yeah, he tried to make me mad too.
Yeah.
I think that's probably Kuihman. You can tell me if you're wrong. I think that's the point you're trying to make.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, Kuihman,
Yeah.
you just tell me what you believe.
Yeah, I believe that. I just don't think it's that big of a fucking deal. I think you guys just like going around in a circle doing this shit. I've seen you do it for the last 5 years.
You fucking asked
for various different people.
You just asked me.
I just asked you what?
You asked me to explain why I feel this way, and when I lay it out for you, you say, "Oh, you're just loading it with all this stuff." I'm literally just articulating why I think it's inappropriate, or why that particular thing
you are
is like
loading it.
extra.
I've explained how you were loading it.
You're
saying she was seeking catharsis from his kid. That's not what happened. It was like it was one statement.
I don't think she was
conversation.
specifically seeking catharsis from his kid. I think his kid was the person that was there, but I think she was complaining in search of catharsis.
So do you think anytime
reaction?
Okay.
Go ahead.
So you think anytime you get catharsis from talking to a child, it's wrong?
No. Where did I say that?
Okay. So what is the problem that's happening? It's not seeking catharsis. It's not. We don't think she was undermining him as
I don't think there's any problem.
It was just a statement about hyperbole. I just don't know whether.
I don't think there's any problem with her seeking catharsis by complaining about Steven or fucking like a conversation she had with him. I don't think there's any problem with that. I don't think that in and of itself is inappropriate in any way.
You just used the term seeking catharsis again, but we already agreed she wasn't seeking it, was she? It was
I think she was. No, I think she was.
Okay. Why do you think that?
Okay.
Because when somebody complains about something, that's what they're seeking. They're seeking the catharsis of being able to complain about something and having somebody commiserate.
So she was seeking catharsis in one statement in the course of a conversation.
Dude,
don't call me Hitler as much as you like.
If my mailman leaves my mail like on the fucking sidewalk and I'm complaining about it to my neighbor, I'm doing it in search of catharsis.
You realize it's like fucking retarded to characterize the action as seeking catharsis when it's just like you say in one statement.
You're asking me to articulate what my problem is, so I'm just trying to be articulate about it, and you're saying I'm loading the statement.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm explaining how you're loading it. You're saying it's seeking catharsis. You're applying an intentionality to the action.
No, I'm actually implying a level of negligence.
What does seeking mean, Supreme? What does seeking mean?
Seeking means in search of, so that she wanted something. That the object.
Yeah. Does that require an intention? Does that require an intention?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Okay. So you're making a statement of intention.
What does that matter? What does it matter? Yeah.
Well, so why did you deny it just 2 seconds ago when I said that?
I didn't deny it. I literally did not deny it.
We can wind back the VOD Supreme. Just now I said you were stating intention.
You are being so ridiculous. Like,
how's that ridiculous? You just said you weren't stating intention.
At what point? Sorry. What I think was not intentional was going to his son to complain to his son about it. I think his son was the person who was there. She was hanging out with his son, and I think it's inappropriate to do that with somebody's son, like to them, behind their back. Do you understand?
Not behind anyone's back. If it's public and getting sent everywhere.
I explained before, I don't think it's wrong to complain about something in search of catharsis. That's why you complain about something. I don't think that's wrong.
Okay, so what if... Okay, so walk with me here, Supreme. What if Destiny was beating the fuck out of Nathan, and he beat the fuck out of Kelly, and Nathan said, Destiny beats the fuck out of me, and then Kelly said, well, he's done that to me too. Would that be a problem?
No, of course not.
Okay.
So if there was something that required some intervention,
sometimes it's not. So you don't think it's
when there's a crime. What?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Yeah. So we can walk it back.
He's setting like a bound on the conversation.
Yeah.
Wants, like, some concession, then he's moving from there.
Obviously, you don't think it's always wrong, do you, Supreme? So stop saying you think it's always wrong to do that. It's because there's something else happening here. It's not just seeking catharsis. So you say it's a crime. It requires immediate intervention. So okay,
I don't think it's always wrong to undermine somebody's father to them either.
Okay, so those are both qualified. So if it needs immediate intervention, or if it's a crime. So how about if it's just, how about if Destiny didn't clean up one day in the apartment when Nathan was there, and then when Destiny was with Kelly once, she saw that he didn't clean up. How about that in that situation? Could they talk about that?
I'm sorry. If they both
Destiny didn't clean up his flat or something while Nathan was around, and Nathan said, "Hey, my dad didn't clean the flat the other day," and then Kelly's like, "Oh wow, I saw your dad's flat was messy one day." Would that be a problem?
Probably not. That seems pretty innocuous, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So listen, where is the line here then, Supreme? Because it's not things that are require immediate intervention. That wasn't there. It wasn't a crime. And yet you were fine with it. So where is the line, Supreme? Please explain it to me.
There are two things. Number one, I don't think it's appropriate for her to be hanging out with the kid. That is the first layer. But the second layer is complaining about him in a way that undermines him, that I think is dishonest.
Didn't complain.
Okay, so it's the dishonest part. So it's the dishonest part.
It's undermining somebody, it's undermining him to his kid in a way that's...
Okay, great. Okay, so what do you think Kelly thinks Destiny means when he compares her to Hitler, Mr. Girl,
That he's just doing it
Lav.
to make me mad.
So how is that dishonest? So how is that dishonest?
Because I don't think that's why he was comparing her to people.
Well, that's
that he
not
thinks are
dishonesty,
abusive.
Supreme. That's being wrong.
Yeah, because listen,
If she's accurately portraying her feelings, then it's not dishonesty, is it?
I afford Kelly more agency than maybe you do, and maybe Jstlk does. Yeah,
Well, this isn't a matter of agency. This is about just
I would just change it to say that it's not dishonesty, it's incorrectness, like in a way that is incorrect, so it is incorrectly undermining Destiny. Not correctly like validating real feelings, but incorrectly undermining him, like basically painting the wrong impression. That's probably more accurate to what you want to say.
And I guess more broadly, I would say it's inappropriate to like go to someone's kid and complain to them about drama you've had with them and how you feel.
Just to be clear, I think you've already you don't believe that Kelly went to him to complain. Just you said that again, but I don't think that's your assertion that Kelly went to Nathan to.
So why is drama a specific qualifier now? Why are we qualifying it with it has to be drama now? Like,
well, what does that imply? What does it imply when I say that something is drama?
That there was an argument.
Well, I mean, okay, I'll just be forward. When I call it drama, the implication is that it's trivial. There's not something that requires some sort of intervention. It's not like a serious crime
like Destiny not cleaning his flat. Does that require immediate intervention, Supreme?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay, so why did you agree that that one was fine?
Because I don't think that's a drama, first off. But
okay, so what is the drama qualifier fucking for here, dude? What is that?
I feel like at this point your hate boner for the man is just like
stop talking.
It's nothing about a hate boner. I'm literally there's no hate boner.
I was going to start attacking Kuihman's character as well.
I just think this Kelly shit is fucking overblown, bro. It's like you don't give a fuck like this, and the obvious situation is one where Destiny has allowed his kid into his community. Who gives a fuck if Kelly fucking talks to him?
So much.
I just don't.
Nathan asks me all the time in DGG. I've never replied to him once.
Oh wow, great job, great job, dude.
Hold on, you just accused me of not.
Supreme, here's the "you're less of a pedophile than Kelly" award. Here's the "you're less of a pedophile."
No, the problem here is I'm saying I think this is inappropriate, and you're claiming that I don't even believe this is inappropriate. You think I'm just doing this?
I'm saying you don't actually care. If you actually cared about fucking Nathan being online and talking to people about stuff in his communities, you'd say, "Hey, Destiny, ban your fucking kid. Get this kid out of here. Tell him to get offline."
I'm not the kid's parent. He's not my fucking kid. It's not my business. I'm doing my part and saying, like, listen, if you're fucking out there, don't talk to the guy's kid. Don't talk to people's kids, like, in Discords and shit. Don't hang out with their kids. What's wrong with that?
Don't talk to your friends' kids. Okay.
Do you think it's?
I literally said,
I would say
you can. There are ways of talking to people's kids that is not inappropriate.
Okay, so that's not.
Hanging out with them in
you're saying that. So now again, we're changing
unless you're really close.
We're changing again.
Yes,
You're not very specific.
We all agreed on this earlier when Dan brought this up in like a 5-second thing that he did, where he's like, "Hey, you know, I've known Destiny for an incredibly long period of time. You know how many times I talked to his son?"
But
we all agreed on
this. Yeah, Kuihman agrees on this.
Yeah, so we all agree on the idea. Hey. Don't talk to his kids. It's weird.
Well, no, we've all agreed it's weird. What Kuihman is arguing against is the characterization that Kelly went to Nathan's Discord just to vent about Destiny. That's the entire argument right now.
It's just not even that fucking. It literally is like it's a friend's kid. Okay, this isn't some random kid. This is an important point. Okay, this isn't like me going and talking to Nathan. This isn't like even Supreme going and talking to Nathan. Probably really because
were they even that close of friends at the time?
I feel like Kelly and Destiny have been friends for like how long, right?
No, like really friends. Wait, hold on. I was in Destiny's house and I was hung out with Destiny. Do you think I'm friends with Destiny?
I don't know if you're friends with Destiny.
Okay, no, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Yeah, well, I know Kelly is. I know Kelly and Destiny have described each other as friends before. I know that's their relationship.
You think that at that time they were like actual, not just friends, close enough friends where, yeah, I think it's cool if you hang out with my child.
Kelly, how many years have you known Destiny for?
About 8.
It's not a matter of time thing.
It is kind of, to an extent, that's a big qualifier. Yeah, that's a big qualifier in friendships.
I think I've known him for, 5 or 6 years, too?
Yeah.
So, does that make us friends?
You don't describe us
what
each other
matters
as friends.
is the relationship. Yeah, the reason why we don't describe each other as friends is because it's not a matter of time. It's a matter of how you actually engage with each other.
Kelly and Destiny have described each other as friends for like 8 years. So I'm saying that's a pretty...
Kuihman, listen, the man himself, Steven, the man himself said, it's weird that she's talking to my son. Like, we don't
It's
need to
fine
speculate
to
about this
think that
for
it's
a million
weird.
years. We don't need to fucking talk about this for more than
I
5
don't
seconds.
think
The
that
man
matters.
himself said that, so we can we can infer the nature of their friendship from that comment
Again,
alone. We don't need
I
to
just
spin
wanna-
our wheels on
I
this.
don't know if I need to be crucified for
No,
being
I think-
weird. Though.
Hold on. I think you and him are friends, Supreme, and I think he probably would have said the same thing if you had gone to his Nathan's Discord.
Yes, I agree. Because just because
Okay.
you're friends
So
with
that-
someone
that is
doesn't mean
not a-
that you're close enough
Yeah,
to
but-
like hang out with their kid.
Current argument is whether or not they are friends. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Kuihman
Like,
agrees that
it's
it is
just-
weird for Kelly to go there. I just need to keep making that clear. If all you want to claim is it's weird for Kelly to go there, Kuihman will just say, yeah, true. And then we stop arguing.
Well, I'm saying yeah, true with a caveat, to be honest, because it's like, yeah, true, but Destiny allows him in these communities, and this kid's talking to fucking adults all the time. Like, as far as the adults he could be talking
true.
to,
If you're going to criticize Kelly, you have to criticize Destiny too.
Yeah,
What you're saying?
Yes.
I mean, you do realize that if you like overly if you call everyone in this community that's gonna ever interact with Nathan very weird, then all he's gonna get are the most weird people of this community interacting with him. I don't think it's a positive. I think it just makes things worse.
That's
Yes, because you're constantly scaring off like the might be nice people that would just hang out and be part of his community and play Minecraft with him.
So
He wants to have a community.
What you're saying
he
is
has a Discord. I'm just saying it doesn't improve anything. It's fine to think I'm weird, but it doesn't make it anything better.
What do you mean? The reason why it's weird
Yes,
is
because you're all shaming people for being weird for talking to him, which means that the only people that will stay around him are the most weird people.
So wait, you don't think it's weird?
It's fine for you to think it's weird. I don't think it's fine. I don't think it's inherently weird to interact with a kid as long as like the topics of anything sexual are avoided. There are certain topics that I would not interact with a kid on, and I wouldn't talk to them privately.
So then, not every one of us agrees with the idea that. I thought
It's
we were
fine
all
that
on
you
the
think
same
it's weird. I think it's fine for the majority
just
of people
talking
that
to
think
a
it's weird.
kid is not in itself weird, okay? Talking to kids on Discord generally is weird because you don't know them. Talking to your friend's kid on Discord in a server regulated by his own mod stuff is probably, on the scale of weird interactions you can have with a kid, probably pretty fucking low, to be honest.
It's less weird than DMing with him, for sure. Yeah, significantly.
Yeah, I did not send
There's no
any
disagreement
DMs.
there. But there's a reason that Kelly seems to be the lone member of this club.
Isn't the...
you know,
I mean, I guess we would have to go back to the point of contention as to whether or not they're friends like that. They're not friends like that. There's no argument that they were close enough.
Yeah, it's not about what do you mean friends like that. What the fuck are you talking about? Friends like that? I'm saying just friend, just friend. I'm not saying friends like that. I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Did the Spurg just open his mouth? The idea that any type of friend can hang out with your kid is fucking retarded. Okay, I don't know why you opened. Yeah, I am. I'm talking to you. The idea that any type of friend that you could possibly have could hang out with your fucking kid is insane.
Okay, yeah, I agree on the normal circumstances, but they are friends, and this kid has been approved for interacting with adults in Discord by his dad.
I'll repeat myself. The idea that anybody, even if I were to agree with the idea they were friends, which was a point of contention going into this, which is why does Destiny?
Yeah,
not
but you
like
can't even
Kelly,
fight on
and it was
friends.
prior
You
to
keep
this?
fighting on friends like that, like shit like that. That's what I was pointing out.
No,
You can't
no.
actually
The
honestly
reason
engage
why,
with it.
no, it's because I'm even accepting the idea that even if they were friends, that's not enough to qualify with hanging with somebody's kid. Okay, that's the point. And your idea was he said I was friends, so I can hang out with their kid. Like that's retarded.
That's literally not what's being said.
Okay, so then you should have absolutely no
freely
issue
in
with what I
Discord.
just
He is
said.
just freely open in Discord. He's been let loose. Destiny said, you go free into Discord.
Destiny no. When did
You're
can
allowed
you
in
give me
my
the clip?
Discord. You're
Can you
allowed in
give
my
me the-
Discord.
Can you get me the clip of Destiny saying, "Hey, my son is on Discord. Anybody I know has free reign to hang out with them"?
No, but he is the parent. He has
Because
control over
I feel like there's
his kid.
actual clips of before even Kelly started hanging out with him where he was like, it's kind of weird for people I know to interact with. I swear to God that this existed. Maybe some of the lore masters can do it.
Don't believe that
I
exists,
swear-
but if it does, it would be
I
informative to this conversation.
He literally
It really
had a
swears
fucking
it, guys.
debate.
So it must exist, and we'll just move through the conversation as if it does. Because
I want to say that. I just want to say that this was Kelly's conversation. Oh my God! I'm gonna just go real quick. I'm just gonna actually get this out. I'll just mute and say it to the stream. You guys can have your own conversation amongst yourselves, okay? So the issue here that I'm trying to get out, but I can't because everybody's talking over me, is I think Kelly, there was no statement because Nathan had just had his Discord set up. Like, literally just had his Discord set up.
That's no pivot. I'm clearly laying out that Destiny has stated the standard on this matter.
I never said that Destiny said it was weird for anybody to hang out with kids. That's fucking retarded. I never said that. Nice try. What I said was, it's kind of weird that people I know are gonna like thinking about hanging out with my kid. It's him specifically. People in his community hanging out with his kid. I don't think that ever
happened.
If that's not true, Relly, what does that mean for the conversation? Because you're saying Destiny specified this. Are you basically acknowledge, or does this not matter? Because you're either going to acknowledge that it's fine if you're wrong. Yeah, if you're either going to acknowledge it's fine if you're wrong, that there is no problem. You're going to agree with Kuihman if you're wrong, or you're making this argument for no reason. Which one is it?
No. Okay. So the reason why I made the argument is because I believe that there was even a precursor to Kelly hanging out with
and if there
Nathan
wasn't,
to be able to. Okay, if there was not, then I think you would have to just go on the intuition of not hanging out.
So it doesn't matter to your argument. So it's irrelevant to your argument.
No, it matters.
Nothing is on this. We're just you're doubling down on this thing you don't know exists.
You love hearing yourself talk. That's
much more than that's great. That's for sure, bro.
Hey, look, bro. Hey, look. At least I don't pivot around and fucking spin all around. Okay, look. So the reason why it matters.
You stammer though.
Okay. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
Nothing. Keep going.
Okay.
He said you stammer.
Okay. Great. Okay.
And then he didn't have the balls to say it a second time for some reason.
Don't let the debate tactics phase you, Relly. You got this.
All right. So the reason why it matters is because if there was a precursor, if there was a pre-context to Kelly interacting with Nathan, is that would be unambiguous as to whether or not it was okay to hang out with his kid. Whereas after that, it could be ambiguous and it could be argued that just because maybe Kelly, and it sounds like you, Kuihman, where it's like, oh, if he says I'm friends with him, I have a green flag to be able to hang out with him.
Okay, well, it's ambiguous either way right now because you don't actually know that this exists.
Excuse me.
We can just move past the unambiguous point completely.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to finish. So, but prior to that, if that does not exist, you can get away with people like you who have a standard where it's like, hey, we're friends. I can hang out with your kid. Stuff like that can be
is that what I said, really?
more leveled up. Yes, you literally, you were arguing. My argument was it doesn't matter if they're friends. They're not friends like that. Unambiguously, Kelly Jean was not close enough friends with Destiny to be able to hang out with his kid. Yes, there is no argument any human being.
Is everyone in Destiny's Discord? Is everyone in Destiny's Discord close enough to hang out with his kid?
None of them.
No,
I guess by that.
Okay, so why does Destiny let his kid hang out in his Discord?
Probably because he doesn't want it. He doesn't want to like have that much and throw that much control over who his son interacts with. I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
So then, would it be incumbent on Destiny to inform people that, like, hey, I don't want this. Like, I don't want this to happen. Or do you think basically in this incredibly autistic community, everybody has to take like the social cue there? I feel like he's
everyone just has to veer away from this kid.
I think obviously, like I'm going to point out that Vegan Gain still has he still has perms in the channel, even though he debated Nathan on veganism and was asking Desi openly in a call, like, hey, can I buy a Christmas gift for Nathan? And Desi was like audibly uncomfortable. Like, I think there's some issues here that, like, if you're not willing to go in and stake out where the lines are, you definitely hang out with some weirdos on the internet that, like, somebody's gonna go. And by the way, I don't necessarily, like, hate Vegan Gains for this. It's like, whatever. He's like, clearly got a few things where, like, social flags don't come up. Yeah, we love Vegan Gains. But, like, sometimes social flags don't pop up for him. So I feel like it would probably be incumbent on Destiny to set some rules if he needs those rules.
Yeah, but also, like, okay, so I know that Nathan wants to, like, engage and have debates and do this type of content with people, and I think that if he wants to, if it's not harmful, I don't think Vegan Gains did anything wrong. I can understand you guys think it's weird. That's fine, but being weird isn't inherently wrong.
Yeah, I think it was inappropriate for him as well. But, yeah, I don't know, that's me.
I don't really think it was. I think it's just Vegan Gains treating Nathan like a person instead of just like a child, as long as it's not a topic that's inappropriate for discussing with children. Yes. But children are also people. They're not stupid, okay? They're not stupid, and nobody that's like 13, 14 wants to be spoken to like they're 3 years old.
Yo,
okay?
can we
Nobody likes that.
Yo, are there any 13-year-olds in the chat that want to debate Kelly Jean on anything? She really would love to just debate some kids right now because it's very normal and very okay. So can we just get some kids in this call right now to debate Kelly Jean? There has to be one person at 16.
No, we can't because literally all under 18-year-olds are banned from my Discord.
Okay, well let's make
Destroyed.
a separate Discord where we can allow the 16-year-old pluses to debate just Kelly
Yeah,
Jean.
it's called Destiny.gg. Okay.
That would
Nathan's
be,
in there right now.
actually super awesome because it's like fun. It's like treating them as normal human beings. So I would never. So here's the thing: I'm retarded and I'm stupid and I'm dumb. But if I knew that someone was 15, 14, calling into my show to like debate me on anything, I'd be like, "Nigga, you're just retarded. I don't want to talk to you about anything." It's like not even like content at that point.
Would you let your 14-year-old son in your Discord, Darius?
Would I let my 14-year-old son in my Discord? Probably. It'd be fine. I can restrict what he sees.
Okay. And what about if one of your friends spoke to him in there?
If one of my friends spoke to him, probably like if they said like, "Hey," it'd be fine. But if they had a full-on conversation, I'd be like, "That's kind of fucking weird." Like,
who would you rather have speaking to your kid? Your friend or some random person that's in the Discord?
A real-life friend? Probably a real-life friend, someone in person to speak with them rather than my friend messaging him on another platform.
You can't do that with Kuihman. You're either a friend, and so you're blood bonded, or you're like an alien.
That's not what's being said at all. I'm just putting these things on scale. Friend versus stranger. That's it.
Yeah, friend versus stranger, or maybe friend versus close friend. Where
I'd agree. Close friend would be even better. Yeah, I agree. Close friend would be even better, really. That's not what I'm asking.
Maybe somebody. Well, that's what literally Darius just brought up.
Listen here, boy. Listen here, boy. Listen to what I'm saying to you.
Listen here, little
okay?
cuck, little British cuck. Okay? You lost. Hey, look, you lost the war. Still mad.
Yo, he just
Wait, did you actually have a response?
You're not going to fight with black people at all?
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said at the end there.
What the fuck?
No, it was just. I said what I said.
I agree. Close friend is better, but I'm comparing a friend to stranger. That's the opposition I'm making. Is random members of the Discord versus friend. Okay, that's the distinction I'm drawing. So you going not friend like that? It's like that's not relevant to what I'm saying. I'm saying friend versus random person in the Discord.
Well,
right?
But that's not a part of this equation. It's about whether or not
random people from the Discord.
We're talking about a specific person who is objectively not close enough to Destiny to be hanging out, or I shouldn't say hanging out, speaking with his son in the manner in which they did.
Okay, but all the other people in the Discord are close enough?
No, so we can. That is a separate argument as to whether or not we think it is okay for
so why doesn't
Nathan to
Destiny
be in
stop
the Discord.
it? So why doesn't Destiny stop it?
I don't know.
Okay. You know why they're dodging this conversation? Because they don't want to criticize Destiny.
Stop.
Why they're dodging it. They want to seem like they're criticizing.
Just to be clear,
thank you. I can't say it because everyone says I'm so deranged.
Just to be clear, this is cringe as fuck. This is an obvious pivot. If you want to have a conversation about how Destiny does this, that's different than whether or not this person is close enough to be talking to somebody they even might claim to be their friend's kid. Those are two separate, disconnected. As an example, Destiny could say it's completely okay for any of my friends or anybody I know through DGG to talk to. Hold on. Let me finish. Destiny could say it's completely okay for anybody I know to talk to my kid, and I would still go, nah, it's a little weird. I'm not going to talk to your kid. That's like weird. I'm not going to go through it. I'm not going to do that. Even with the green flag from me. Is it less weird? Is it less weird?
You're just virtue signaling.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. I actually love talking to 15-year-old boys. Okay, I love doing that. Okay,
listen,
Rally. Let's go.
There you go. Right. So I actually don't know how old he is.
Listen, this is my understanding. Okay, I don't fucking know.
That will be a soundboard though.
I'm not the kid's. I'm not the kid's parent.
I gave it
it's
to
not
you.
my fucking kid, right? Like it's not my business to govern. Like my understanding is the reason that this is like the way that it is, I guess, is because like I did catch Steven one time saying some shit like, listen, there's literally nothing I can do to keep Nathan like off the internet and like doing the shit that he wants to do. If I like, there's no net nanny, I couldn't take the internet away. He would literally buy a fucking burner phone and like whatever, like and tether it, right? So if his way of getting around this is like, fine, Nathan's gonna interact with my community, and if there's nothing I can do about it, if he's just gonna do it under or whatever, listen,
this makes total sense.
Then fine, like it's going to be under the supervision of my mods in like a contained place or something like that, right? Like and I think maybe if like he was really passionate about that, like he could say, and if you're in my community, don't fucking interact with my kid or whatever, right? Like if he's like, fine, if my community is made of people from like all ages and whatever, like stripes, and Nathan wants to interact with them, like this is one contained place where they can do it. If you have some,
so you've just put in that description. You've just described an appropriate environment to interact with someone's kid.
No, this is the crux. The crux is if like you have a personal relationship with someone, I think it's fair for them to expect that you know better, right? You're not just a random fan. Right. You're not just a random chatter. You're not just like a random name that's a fan of this content creator. You're somebody who has a personal relationship with them. You should be expected to know better.
Why?
Hold on a minute.
Bro,
Wait, let me just ask you
If
directly.
you've drawn out a supervised, appropriate environment for your kid to be on the internet, why would Kelly not engage?
To interact with random fans, and again,
Why is a random fan better than Kelly?
If the whole concern is whether or not somebody...
Why is a random fan better than Kelly?
I'm telling you right now, if the whole concern is whether or not somebody is undermining, like if your friend is undermining your relationship with your child...
Okay, so we drop all the other stuff and we're back on this point. Drop all the other stuff, drop the whole... I know your answer. I already know your answer, because you've said it before. Drop the whole last hour of conversation. We're back at this point now. It's about undermining Destiny to Nathan. So drop all this other shit about interacting with kids. Drop all that other shit. Because we're back at this exact same point.
I actually thought you were going to smart until
Kelly undermine. So we're dropping all this other stuff into the room because it was all irrelevant. We're back at this point.
Yes, because somebody's ability to undermine you to your child is enhanced if you're an actual friend of theirs. Like it actually carries weight.
I agree, but we're back at the. I agree, but we're back at the undermining point, right? If she didn't undermine, it wouldn't be a problem.
No, there's two things that I think are inappropriate. That one I think is way more inappropriate. That's the thing that I think really like.
So we're back at this point. So the undermining thing.
You should understand. Yeah.
So that's why we're back.
And I think it's also inappropriate. It's like, sure, under the pretense that you said, yeah, I think it's less inappropriate under these, under this scenario than if she were just like hanging out with, like DMing with him, right? Obviously, I don't think anybody contests that.
Okay, so do we think that saying your dad engaged in hyperbole to make me mad, just like he made you mad in the way you just described? Do we think this is like?
Yeah, I've said 1,000 times yes.
Why?
Because I think it was. Listen, I think it was negligent. I think what she intended to do was to vent.
It's not explaining why it's undermining.
Kelly, I don't know why you're talking. Nobody actually cares about your input.
Because you're annoying. You just like yap about shit. You just answer the fucking question.
I am answering it.
You won't.
You just don't like the answer. I think
no, answer why it's undermining. Just say it.
I think I already explained this like twice or 3 times already.
No.
Yes.
You
because
don't.
Because the implication is that he does not actually care about the things he purports to care about, that he only says these things to make you mad.
I never said that or implied it, and you can't prove it.
You did imply it.
No, I didn't.
No, she didn't imply it. She said she was saying that he was engaging in hyperbole. It's not saying you don't care about anything you're saying. Someone engaged in hyperbole is grifter.
My dad just likes to make people mad sometimes. He says things just to make people mad. Yeah, I know. He did this thing to me when he compared me to Mr. Girl and Hitler and
Supreme, give me an example of comparing someone to Hitler where it's also not being just mean, aside from them being an actual dictator.
If his point
you can't
is
do
that
it without also being mean.
If his point is that you're doing things that are consistently terrible, right, and he actually believes those things are terrible, and he's trying to articulate why
you don't think Hitler would be like a hyperbolic comparison?
Can we get Dan's opinion on this? I think Dan was pretty pissed off when Hassan made some allusions to the Holocaust to describe Gaza.
I feel
like Dan's gonna have to lose his shit. No.
Yeah. Can we? Dan?
Wait. What? Oh, sorry, I heard my name. Hello.
Destiny compared Kelly Jean to Hitler
in the Holocaust. Seems kind of anti-Semitic, no?
Yeah, Hitler's way worse.
Okay.
Thanks for that.
Thank you for that one. Thank you.
Glad we got past that. That was great.
Does that mean I'm worse than a genocide as well as Hitler? I don't know. Where are we?
You could be given the right devices, I think.
Uh-huh.
It depends. If it was like, Kelly, apologize for doing this thing, it's a fucking trolley situation. It's a trolley problem where the only way to pull the lever is to apologize to Supreme. And if you don't, 6 million Jews die. I think you could easily be Hitler in that moment.
Really just depends on whether or not Hitler talked to his friends' kids.
True.
Okay, guys, I'm starving hungry. I'm part of the circus now, so I'm gonna bounce.
Bitch.
All right. What's that? What?
You forfeit. You forfeit. We're actually. It's actually a good conversation.
Okay. I don't. What? Okay. What do I have to do? Where's this going next?
No,
With
it's
loop?
not.
Okay.
It's looped like unnecessarily for fucking 2 hours.
It hasn't looped. I think the issue Kuihman has is basically defend like Destiny's decision and his lack of like public position on this, right? And defend your lack of criticism of that. Given that Kelly Jean like is probably less weird to talk to Nathan than a stranger. Like, obviously, there's a social issue there. Kuihman agrees there's a social issue there, that, like, Kelly should probably be able to sense that. But objectively, probably Kelly, as, like, a longtime friend of his, is less weird to talk to Nathan than a stranger. And then you're going to say, no, it's weird because she has more power to undermine him. But then we are arguing that's not undermining him, and that you haven't successfully argued why it's undermining.
I think I successfully
you've basically,
have. I think Kuihman,
you've basically
I don't know,
run
like...
from you've run from Kuihman's argument that like, hey, so you're saying that it's just that Kelly is arguing to Nathan that this has nothing to do with reality, and Kuihman's arguing that it's hyperbole. Which is more likely, that Destiny actually believes that Kelly is Hitler, or that like that's hyperbolic? Like it has to be hyperbolic.
What were they having
by its
a conversation
nature, right?
about? What were they having a conversation about?
Nathan annoying Destiny, or sorry, Destiny annoying Nathan, the other way around.
That Destiny sometimes will do this thing where he just wants to make somebody mad.
Yeah.
And then Kelly says, "Yeah, I know he did this to me."
Do you think?
And then she brings up details of.
Do you think the goal of Destiny comparing Kelly to Hitler was more to make Kelly mad, or to say that she was actually like Hitler?
Hitler is one of 3 names she mentioned, and the other 2, I think. Listen, Hitler was. I don't.
The other 2 might as well be Hitler to this community.
I don't fucking know.
It's true.
Sorry, what did Mr. Girl do? Mr. Girl contacted. This is obviously, you know, this is how Destiny and DG think about it. Mr. Girl contacted all of his previous exes in order to spin up a narrative that he's a sexual abuser, completely unfoundedly.
What do you think the parallel is between Kelly Jean and Mr. Girl in the context of that conversation? What do you think it is?
He's just calling her manipulative and bad, I think.
Yeah, there you go. That they both do things that are manipulative.
Okay.
They both.
You know,
okay. Like,
so,
yeah, go ahead.
Yep. So they're both manipulative, but the actions that Mr. Girl took, what was Kelly's manipulative action? Was it saying that someone looked like they were out of a dumpster and then kind of try to walk it back without walking it back? It was something like that, right?
It's like the cycle of justifying your actions, and that first it's denying that like you did a thing wrong, then it's justifying your actions, and then saying like, well, I get whatever, I guess I did that, but it's not a big deal.
Isn't that?
It's just a
Destiny special.
I don't think that it is. I don't know. That it is.
Okay.
No Spectre, thank you for the 2 gifted. I think so. The argument you have to make here is that basically Destiny, more than being hyperbolic, what is it? It's more than being hyperbolic. That I guess between just being hyperbolic and saying something he doesn't mean, that he was just that like Kelly believes. You have to mind read Kelly and say that she's saying he totally made this up. But I think
it's not.
I think Kelly is arguing hyperbole. I don't know how you would decide whether she's arguing hyperbole or whether she's making that up, or whether she believes Destiny made that up.
It's so weird to me that you would say this, like given the experience that you've had, which I think is similar to the experience I've had.
It's so weird that he can be objective. I mean, why the fuck you would think that that's weird? Because you're completely incapable of it.
Hold on,
I think Kelly's manipulative, but I don't understand why you're saying like, are you going to argue that I think Kelly's like Hitler? I don't know what you're going to
Kelly wasn't just doing the thing that she always does, which is anytime she has like a contentious conversation with somebody, and then she goes to talk about it, she goes to describe that conversation right after the fact, that she doesn't just stick to the points where she feels like she was wronged and never ever mention like the things that she did that may have been wrong.
Sure, she does that. I'm not even arguing that she didn't do that here.
And I'm arguing that she did do that here, and I'm saying that it fits the pattern of
behavior. I'm not saying. I think that's irrelevant.
It's not a new argument.
I think that's irrelevant to what we're saying.
It is.
It's not a new argument. I started from the beginning saying that her goal, her intent, was to complain where she felt she was treated unfairly.
Sure, if that was her goal through the whole argument, why is there one 30-second clip for like an hour that she was sitting
wait, but no. The problem isn't complaining where she thought she was treated unfairly. The problem is inaccurately undermining Destiny.
Yes,
to Nathan.
and the fact that it's inaccurate, because I know what Kelly does, because I've experienced talking
but
to
the
Kelly.
Inaccurate part that we're discussing is nothing to do with not telling her side of the story. That's a new thing you've just brought up.
No,
it's
not a new thing.
It is a new thing because it's not anything that's been discussed before. We've been talking about specifically Kelly portraying it to Nathan as though Destiny does not believe the things he says in public.
When I called it dishonest earlier, because I did call it dishonest earlier, right? What do you think I was referring to? What do you think I meant by that?
That she was portraying that she doesn't actually think that Destiny doesn't believe the things he's saying in public.
That she was selectively representing an event
that's
that
new.
happened in recent.
Well, that's new.
I'm asking you what you think I meant. I don't know. You think this is new. I feel like the implication was pretty clear, but fine. I guess you didn't read that into that when I called it dishonest. When I say that she, whatever, fine. It's surprising to me that you think that's new. I know you've watched your.
Well, I mean, it's just not something you've even said already. You were saying how articulate you were being earlier.
I felt like I didn't need to.
Okay. Well, now we're on this new thing. So she's selectively representing stuff. How is she going to selectively represent a conversation that Nathan watched?
What is that? When has that ever mattered to Kelly Jean?
Okay, so
What the fuck does that mean?
but this is about how she's
you'll try to do this.
Okay, but it's about how she's undermining
Destiny.
Destiny.
Been in a conversation with you.
Oh, you were just deranged. It's like you just want to hear and see what you want to see. It's like, what's the point?
Wait, sorry.
of
The
talking to
question
me?
was, why would she try to misrepresent something that somebody watched?
I said
Are you
how?
new here?
How is she going
Is
to
this your first
misrepresent it?
time?
How is that going to work? If he's watched the conversation they're having is predicated on him having watched
That's a
this
good
conversation in question.
That's a good question. It's an attempt to gaslight somebody, right? Like, it's the same thing that she does anytime anybody brings up something
You're
that happened.
accusing me. I'm gaslighting now as well.
Yeah. So what did Kelly do that
Jesus.
she's then denying doing?
She's focusing on only the things where she feels she was wronged under the context of he just says things to make people
I
mad
never even
sometimes.
said it was wrong. When did I ever imply that being mean is wrong? I'm like the purveyor of being fucking mean.
It was like
Why would I say it's
it was like a light-hearted
I was
conversation.
not
He was giving like
complaining.
He
was giving like light-hearted
No, I
examples, and
wasn't.
Kelly agreed, right? It wasn't.
No, listen. I think it's inappropriate. I don't know why you think it's appropriate. I think it's inappropriate.
I think you're backing out of the specific conversation.
I'm not backing out of it. I've told you exactly why I think it's inappropriate. I've told you what I think is inappropriate. I'm not backing out of it.
Queen's asking you to justify the reason you think.
He's saying it's not that big a deal. I think it's inappropriate.
You're just restating like the start of the argument.
It just seems that we just disagree on whether or not it's appropriate. You think it's appropriate.
Yes,
I think
that's
it's inappropriate.
the premise of this conversation. That is the disagreement is the premise of the debate. But like that's why I'm saying like I think Kuihman's making valid points, and I think sometimes why I enjoy this conversation is because I've had some concerns that like sometimes we're in the Destiny community. Sometimes when Destiny says this is the way things are, people will say that's the way things are without questioning it, right? He'll say like gravity doesn't exist, and suddenly people will be floating in space. That happens sometimes, and so it's interesting to interrogate whether or not that's happening here, right? That's like what the conversation is about. So we're trying to go like through all of the base assumptions and prove out why you think that this is what's happening here. That like Kelly was like completely maligning Destiny here, right? I don't even think Destiny's really commented. I think this sometimes happens without Destiny saying anything or making his
I don't think she's
like
completely maligning. I don't think she's completely maligning
I think it's all
Destiny.
relevant to the same topic. And like there are some good criticisms there that like do happen, and it's like an interesting conversation to me. That's why I shit on Kuihman when he was like trying to leave earlier. It's like it's actually a good conversation. So I don't want to like back off totally because I think it's good. I think it's helpful to go through and say like, is this really what's happening here, or are people just attacking Kelly because Destiny doesn't like her? Like, are they over exaggerating like what happened there?
I do think it's hitting a brick wall though. If Supreme's saying he just thinks it's inappropriate, agrees to disagree. I don't.
But like, I think why. I think there's a difference in like. I think we have a fundamental difference in how we interpret what Kelly was doing in that clip.
Yeah. Well, I think we watched it, and to me, she's commiserating with Nathan, and like it's inappropriate, maybe given his age, you could argue, but like she's just going, yeah, he annoys me too. He called me Hitler. He said I was like, he compared me to Hitler. It's like that doesn't seem like a weird interaction to me. Like it feels pretty innocuous. And then she says, well, he also compared me to Mr. Girl and Lav. But again, if like Nathan's watching the content, if he's watched the content, he knows that
it
like,
was a
DGG,
fake
those people are bad.
I think if we're being hyper literal about what she's doing and like litigating this incident as if Kelly was literally any other person or something like that, I think that would hold merit. But I am interpreting
Kelly's
this entire
evil
situation.
And abusive.
Well, yeah, because it fits a pattern of behavior where when Kelly addresses like
so true.
When Kelly addresses things that happen, she'll tend to reframe things, and she starts by only focusing on things that she thinks, like places where she thinks she was wronged, and ignore anytime she did something wrong to anybody else. And I see this as an example of her trying to do that. And the context of the conversation was sometimes my dad just says things to make people mad. The implication being, when your dad said all those things about me, it was just to make me mad.
Well, I think that could be the case, but again, that requires mind reading. I don't know why, like, if we had more of the conversation, if that was actually her goal, was to, like, reframe all of this whole piece of content for Nathan, I think there'd just be, like, a longer clip.
Well,
she's continuing to, like, try to change his mind on it. I think it's inconclusive from the length of the clip I think with the length of the clip, with the exact clip as it is, I think it's like, innocuous in terms of like I don't think she was trying to gaslight Nathan into thinking she did nothing wrong. I don't think that was happening there. I think it's bizarre to join his Discord. I don't agree with joining his Discord. That's why he's like not allowed to come to my shit.
I think that's exactly what she's doing. And if I'm honest, like I said, I think it could have been literally anybody. Like it had nothing to do from her perspective with Nathan. I don't think her intent factored the fact that it was Nathan she was talking to in any way whatsoever. I think that's just like Kelly has a conversation that doesn't go well for her, and she just wants to like complain about it and try to control the narrative in whatever way she can. And that's like one way she does
think Kelly also, as a pattern of behavior attached to that, also refuses to give up until people agree or fucking tap out of the conversation. So I'd expect that clip to go longer, where she's continuing to hammer these points and like wait for disagreement, because people laugh at her there. Like, is there more to the clip that Kelly is like continuing to berate people and argue over these things?
Also, if the rest of the conversation was so fucking bad, why didn't the more of it get released? Right? This obviously wasn't released because people were like, "Oh, based Kelly, let's go Kelly."
You don't need anything more than that.
Right? Okay, that's
I'm literally pointing to this thing and saying this thing as it happened was inappropriate. This thing, okay, it like in conjunction with literally just being there in the first place. These two things, but especially this thing in a box, is inappropriate.
Well, but the tough thing there is I have to agree it's inappropriate because I think being in the Discord is inappropriate. I don't think that like that conversation is inappropriate for an adult and a child to have with regard, like as it is, like if it was an aunt, again, this my argument is if it was like an aunt, I don't think that's like strange. They have a real life relationship. They're meeting in real life at some event. So the kid goes like, "Oh, my dad does this," and she goes, "Yeah, he does this to me too." I don't think the conversation as it is like that.
But there's more to it than that. But I think it could be inappropriate for an aunt to do that, even like a super close friend. I think it could be inappropriate. If if your aunt and your mom, like, you know that they have like a rivalry or some shit like that, and you know that they've had some drama, and you're like a 13-year-old kid or whatever the fuck, and like they have some behind the scenes drama, and they come to you and start like, start sprinkling in details about it.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Yeah, behind their back, yes.
No, you said behind the scenes drama.
Behind their back.
Sorry, but
you said behind the scenes drama. It wasn't behind their back. It was in the supervised Discord.
Well, drama that's like adult drama.
Point out that Kuihman's hinting at a pattern here of like we continue to do actually Kelly Jean-like behavior of reframing the conversation so that it seems much worse for Kelly. That I think that's a thing that Kuihman's getting like frustrated by. That we
I think this is perfectly analogous. When I say behind the scenes, I just mean like things that you wouldn't like put in front of the child. You know what I mean? Like necessarily.
But it is put in front of the child. He watches it. He watches every stream.
Things that you would say are not necessarily appropriate for a child. And yeah, Destiny puts his shit on YouTube, but I don't think he would say that it's like child's content or something like that.
No, he would probably say it's fine. He's fine with him watching
YouTube.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. In that case, fine. Okay, you know what? I guess we could say if your aunt and your mom have an argument at Thanksgiving that seems like dramatic and like a little bit heated, yeah, I still think it would be inappropriate for your aunt to come and just like hang out with you after the fact if you're 13 years old, and like while you're having a conversation about something else, sprinkle in details about that argument that they had at Thanksgiving dinner or whatever in such a way that kind of makes it feel like
again,
and
it depends on the tone, right? It depends on the tone. If the tone is like, "Oh, we fight, but we're still family," and yeah, he kind of annoys me too. Like if it's that self-deprecating tone of like, yeah, I like he annoys me too, and not trying to like push the kid either way, I think that's fine. But if it's like, yeah, your dad's kind of an asshole, like he kind of makes things up about people, it's all down to tone, and I don't hear that tone there. And that's I feel like if you were to watch more of the conversation, I feel like if that tone is there, you would see that through more of the conversation. And to me, again, it's like seems like somebody who doesn't like Kelly who recorded this. I'd expect the clip to go longer. All that said, I still think it's weird to join the Discord.
Ooh.
Anyway.
This is nothing to do with anything I want to talk about, but I didn't want to cuck the content.
Yo. Did you guys see that they just released Harriet Tubman and Civ 7?
Did actually.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier tonight.